Christian McCaffrey can throw. Now they go empty, and McCaffrey goes right. It is Garoppolo looking. Garoppolo under pressure, throws to the back of the end zone. Caught by Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown! CMC!
Dynamite!
One, just got it snapped in time. Inside handoff. McCaffrey finds a crack. Gets wide. 10, 5, 10. No, he got nailed on the goal line. Is he in? He's right on the goal line. What a run by Christian McCaffrey. They're going to give it to McCaffrey coming left. McCaffrey, touchdown!
Hey.
Breezy,
Mo's Nose.
Season 3, Peachy.
It's about that time, everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's Nose, Peachy, Breezy, and Fair to God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you 9 to talk. We two gorilla, silverback, nah, silver.
You know it's busting good discussion, cause we get it in. Every time, you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win, the faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezy, Peachy, Mo's Nose, and Fear to God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. We outline players up in chalk. Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. Line is tall. Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Breezy and the one and only Mo's Nose. Fear to God should be in the building shortly. Peachy's working late, but she's probably going to be out there in the chat. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Nitty Gritty Niners Talk. Unfortunately, it's the end of the road for the San Francisco 49ers because they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship Game. Mo's Nose, what's going on, partner?
Listen, man, it sucks to lose that way. I mean, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to dissect from this game. We got a lot to talk about and dissect from this team, this 2022-2023 NFL season. As y'all can hear, my voice is gone. So if y'all have trouble hearing me, my apologies. Try to get through this as best as we can, but it is what it is, man. A tough way to end the season.
Yeah, man, real tough. Mose and I were out there at the game. Shout out to our brother Nick. Nick was out there, man. We had a great time, man. Prior to the game didn't go the way we thought it was gonna go. Walked in there super confident. But you guys watched the game. You saw how it went. We're gonna break all this stuff down. We're gonna do a nice little game recap. Before we do that, I want to shout everybody out there that's been rocking with the Nitty Gritty crew all season long. Shout out to all the members out there. I see Jacqueline in the building, Troy's in the building, Tony Montana, VZ408, my brother Troy. I said that already. Terrence is in the building. Uncle Boats is in the building. What's going on, man? NY to the Bay, Kali, all you guys out there. Mariah's in the building. Yosef is in the building. My man Fernando's in the building. Hurricane, I see you. Niner Cali, boy. We got members in here. We got subscribers in here. Ty, I see you, bro.
You got jokes, too.
I see the jokes is flowing already. Mo's voice is cracking like he's still going through puberty.
You got jokes already.
If you only knew what it was like to walk in to the link, you'll understand why Mo's voice.
Talk about that though. Like,
it was like
talk about
how many
experience?
How many fights? How many people that I almost punched in the face, Mos? It's unfortunate though, but they really test you, bro.
What got me though is the one boy, like you had to go up the hill, and then when I saw you climb over the barrier, I was like, okay, what did he say?
I can't repeat it on the air because of YouTube new laws, but listen, we're gonna keep the show PG-13.
Give me the abridged version.
It was more like
in natural Philly fan, Like he said what he said when you were 10 yards away from him.
Yeah.
But when you walked over that hill and stepped over the thing, his tone
Yeah.
completely changed.
It got kind
And
of
then when I stepped over and I was standing behind you, he really got quiet.
Yeah, so it was more like I wanted him to say exactly what he said as I was walking by to my face because it was super disrespectful. It's one thing to say F you, but he kind of took it to another level. And then his girl was taking it to another level. And I'm like, man, you got to check her because I can't say anything back to the female. I would feel like I don't want to disrespect the female like that. So she got in the way, and it was more like, excuse me, miss, I need to talk to your man. And then that's when he just kind of he tapped me on the shoulder. It was like, yo, man, have a good game. It's just like I don't understand why they got to be so disrespectful as Philly fans, bro.
Right, because Atlanta wasn't like that.
None of the places not even Vegas.
When we walked to the stadium in Atlanta, Falcons fans didn't say nothing to us.
Yo, I thought if you're listen, usually the Raider fans are pretty tough, right? But not even the Vegas Raiders fans was that bad. And a lot of them were they were Oakland fans because a lot of them aren't even from Vegas. So there was a bunch of like people from California in there. They weren't even that bad. But the Philly fans, it was just F bombs. It was F your mother. It was this. It was. I was like, what? Like, come on, man. Anyway,
go back to Cali. I'm like, I can't tell. I'm from here.
Yeah,
I'm born and raised in this city.
Yeah,
like I come to this city 3 or more times a week. Like, what are you talking about? This is where I'm from.
Yeah,
just because I'm from here don't mean I got to be associated with this team. So telling me to go back somewhere, that kind of reeks of something else. We're not going to take it there though.
I think they were super confident because of the amazing season that they had. Right, they finished first place in the NFL with the record,
and it's good to be confident.
Yeah, but they were disrespectful, and that to me, like I said, I could take the F bombs, but when you start taking it to the mothers and effing this and suck this and do that, I'm just like, look, we gotta have a private conversation because that's not how we roll. When they walk into our stadium, we don't hit opposing fans with that. Like, you know what I mean? But that was the tailgate. It was bad in the stadium. I will say this, Mose. The experience in the seat with the Philly fans, though, was A+, bro. A couple of them from behind us was a little cocky,
little rowdy, little rowdy. Yeah. But for the most part, the people that were around us, they were good fans. And I feel like when we got to our section, there were a lot of people. I remember we were waiting for y'all to come out, and me and Nick was standing there. And this one, I think it's really the older fans, like the older, more mature Eagles
they were cool.
Fans.
They were cool.
They were cool, and like they understand.
That's a good point.
This one guy walked up to us. He was like, "Listen, not all of us are assholes. Not all of us want to fight. We just want to have a good, clean game."
But there was one kid that came out and said, "Yo, you want to fight?"
Right. And it was a lot of the young people.
It was the young people and the females.
There was the liquid courage, but it was a lot of young people and a lot of the ladies. And we don't shy away from ladies supporting their team. We got a bunch of ladies. Like we got Crystal Peachy B, we got Mariah who's in the building, we got Tanya Sayal, we got Cinnamon Kid. Like the list goes on and on. Of females that love the sport of football and that cheer on their team. That's cool. But like you said, when you got females telling us to suck this and kiss that and throwing up the middle fingers and it get to a point where like, bro, y'all doing too much.
They was doing the most.
Y'all doing too much.
And so look, like I said, they was confident. We was confident walking in. So I'm not mad at that. It was the experience was crazy. Philly's tough from a fan base perspective. It's really tough, man. And fair. I don't know if you've ever been to a football game, but I'm sure you understand. Like I was trying to explain to people, like the faithful, that I'm in Philly like 2 times a year because of baseball, and the baseball fans is 10 times worse than the football fans.
Yeah, see, that's me too. I've been to Mets
game out there, and they hate us just as much as we hate them. But there's usually a lot of Mets fans around.
They'll travel. They'll travel.
So it's usually about like 40 to 60. So I don't know what y'all were looking like numbers wise. You feel like y'all were super outnumbered?
Oh, outnumbered wasn't even the
dog. It was as many faithful as were there. The tailgate was popping. Walking to the stadium, you saw a lot of red, bro. It was like 90-10.
It was 90-10, bro. Yo,
it was like 90-10.
We were speckles, bro. Like we were little red flakes, like crushed red peppers. And it was a bunch of 49er fans sitting in like that lower level, and that was it. And with the section Mose and I were in with Nick, we were looking around. I'm like, yo,
we looked around and we was like,
ain't nobody here,
bro. It ain't no red. It was the four of us and nothing but green, bro. It was legit. And the faithful came. Like we was out there.
They were here.
You saw red. Like walking to the stadium,
it was a sea of red
walking around the stadium, like to get to your seat, you saw red. Once you got to your seat, bro, it was hard to find. It was hard to find red.
Man,
it was hard to find red.
It was definitely hard to find, bro. Let's get to these three early. We got 3 contributions right now. I want to read these nice and early. We got Miss Jacqueline Knox in the building. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says, great season, Niners. Get well soon, Brock P. I love my Niners. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. We're going to definitely talk about the Brock Purdy situation in a few. Our guy Fernando's out there, 49ers _ throwback, says, thanks for being there for us, fam. Nothing can express how sad I am. Love you all. F the haters and calling Purdy soft. We're going to talk about that injury again because you had a lot of not faith. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the faithful, but a lot of people were saying, yo, Ronnie Lott played with a cut off finger and this, that, and the third. I'm asking myself though, Mose, did they watch him throw the screen pass? The junk looked tough to throw a 1-yard screen floater. So what? I don't know what they saw I don't know. Javier Rodriguez says, it's like Don Shula said, an almost win is an almost lost game. 49ers barely escaped the season and only reflects 49ers are equally soft as their opponents. I tell you what, Javier, I appreciate the but let's stay on this one for a little second. I'm going to let Fair take a crack at this one first. Go ahead, Fair, you got it.
I'm not too sure what he's trying to say there, to be honest. I'm a little confused.
He's saying that we're soft, period. That's all I got. We lost the game and we're soft. So whenever you lose a game, I guess you're soft. That's kind of what I'm getting from this.
You know what? I think that if you really take a second to digest the season that we had, right? And you really look at what occurred at the beginning of that game with the injury, right? It's tough to say that this team is soft. That's not the word that comes to my head. Like resilient is the word that comes to my head. Crafty, things like that. We legit went from our 3rd string quarterback to our 4th string quarterback to our 5th string, which was Brock without an actual arm to throw the ball. So I don't know how you can call that soft. It's a little crazy if folks are thinking that was soft. But again, hats off to them. They won the game. I get that. But it's just more, I'm frustrated that we didn't actually have the chance to get out the gate and compete the way that I know that the Niners would have with a healthy, serviceable quarterback. It just, right when that occurred, it was, down the drain for me.
I like that you said that because Mose had mentioned something. Mose, I don't know if you remember, but you said something that's almost similar to what Fair had just said about it. Kind of sucks that we just didn't really get the chance to show the Eagles who we really were. Would you like to elaborate on that real quick?
I mean that's in anything. If you lose your ability to compete or to do anything at the highest level, prime example, Breezy, you got a show to do. Mm-hmm. You go to set up and one of your speakers blow out.
Bro, how about one of my keys don't work on the keyboard?
One of your keys don't work. So all the other keys work, but that one note on that one song, if it's wrong, it changes the complexity of the song. So now you got a show to do because you've been paid, but you know that either that key don't work or your speaker blew out, and you got to find some other substitute to get the sound out. But it's not the full experience because something ain't working right.
I'm gonna take it a step further there, Mose. It's like going to pay for Destiny's Child concert, right? And Beyonce is sick the night before and can't perform. So now you got to deal with the other folks. You got to deal with Michelle and Kelly for the whole show. Like
that's
what
Beyonce.
Goes on there?
Yeah,
what goes on there? That's not worth the price of admission, right?
So it's like you have all of this available at your disposal. But the one piece that makes it all go is gone. And then Josh Johnson gets hurt and Purdy has to come back in and he can't even throw the football. So not only are we limited in what we can do, but now the defense knows why are we
one-dimensional.
One, we don't have to work hard.
There's 9 in the box.
About nothing. We could put 9 in the box and make sure we just stop the run and don't let the run get off.
I tried to tell you.
Because if they disrespected us, we could have possibly forged some type of comeback with the run game. But the Eagles did what football teams are supposed to do. They found a weakness and they exploited it. And they assured that nothing was going to get in the way from them getting to the Super Bowl. So you can't be mad at Philadelphia for that's what you're supposed to do.
Correct.
Right.
So we're not mad at Philadelphia. We're not saying that their win was a fluke. They took advantage of the situation. They're supposed to. But it's just like, I don't care what anybody says, 49er fan or not, that wasn't us. A 13-4 season, and then to end like that, that's not us.
Right.
We were on a 12-game winning streak. How was that soft? We're one of 5 teams to win 13 games this year. How was that soft? We were 8-1 at home. How was that soft? We're the only team to sweep our division. How was that soft? We're the only team to win 10 games in their conference, in both NFC and AFC. The only team to win double-digit games in the conference. How was that soft? We had the number 1 defense in the league. How was that soft? Please elaborate and tell me, how is that soft?
I think that because what I'm seeing from a lot of the other fan bases is we finally got beat, and it's usually coming from the ones that we whipped.
You
know what I'm saying? So like my boy, he out there trolling right now. V. George Smith is out there trolling because we lost. We got beat.
He's a Cowboys fan.
Cowboy fan.
Oh man,
same team that they couldn't beat. Like
I knew it was a bad go for us when Cowboy fans tried to root for us. There we go. There we go. Now we got a problem.
Right. And so, like, I get it. They want to troll. We all at home watching on the couch. All right, let's take it a step further. Let's bump the fans. Let's talk about some former football players, right? Let's talk about Kayvon Thibodeau, who clearly got that tail whipped because we can't curse anymore. They clearly got their butts whipped. And then Joe Staley comes out and says, "Bro, like, who are you? Like
relax.
Like, chill out, bro. Like, you were glorified over, like, whatever, blah, 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 whatever. Dude, you got 4 sacks on the season. That's what he said. Like, I'm like, dang, Joe, you got at him. And then he comes
a top 5 pick with 3.5 sacks. What are you talking about?
Right. And so, like, Joe came at him with that stat. And then so he's like, who are you? Like, are you a kicker? Like, it got really fun to listen to them two go back and forth. But like, that's how much the 49ers are watched. Is letting you know how relevant this team is, right? Because they want
are the Giants on our schedule next year?
I don't think so. I don't think we play the full NFC East. I know we do play.
We play the Eagles and we play
the Commanders again in Washington.
In Washington this time. So we don't have the Giants in Dallas. Yeah. So that's how it is. So look, all I'm saying is, like, to answer, go back to the soft contribution. Like, the team isn't soft, man. Like, they had a deck of cards They lost their joker or whatever you want to call it. They lost their king, their ace, whatever, however you want to label the quarterback position. And then after that, it was tough. And I commend Kyle and the team still trying to play, like still not giving up, still not doing this, still not doing that. I mean, and then they lost their second quarterback on top of that. Josh Johnson gets a concussion. Next thing you know, like you said, Mose, Brock has to come back in. Threw a 1-yard screen pass. It looked like it hurt. It hurt me from the 400 level section. So I know it hurt him. And listening to him talk, I never heard him talk about being hurt. Like he said he was in pain. And I can imagine the kid was in pain. Now we know. The kid couldn't feel his hand, which means he couldn't
feel his hand.
He couldn't grip the ball.
Couldn't grip. Yeah, so that's where it don't make sense. That's where it don't make sense. Soft.
I put this on somebody's tweet, and I said people are calling Brock Purdy soft when he literally couldn't feel his hand. Most of you unathletic, unmotivated, talking heads, keyboard warriors on the computer can't even pee straight if you can't feel your hand. You can't even aim properly if there's no feeling in your hand. And you worried about this man playing a professional football game against the other really, really good team in the NFC, the number 1 seed.
Right.
You expect him to go out and play a professional game and play through that when he can't feel his hand? He was basically only able to hold on to the ball because of muscle memory.
That's it.
What are you talking about? He's soft.
And
the fact that he came back in the game so that Kyle Shanahan didn't have to go with CMC, which is taking your best running back away, knowing we don't have Mitchell.
Without Elijah Mitchell.
So you got to take your best running back away from doing what he was doing because CMC was cooking. What was he, 15 for 84 in a touchdown?
Yo, he was cooking, bro.
Imagine if Purdy was healthy, what his numbers would have been in that game.
He was cooking.
So what? Soft? He came back to try to at least give you a shot so that you could still run at least your normal running game.
I just don't know how they professional football players, man.
Yeah.
They ain't none of them soft. They might look a little shady out there on the field and get pushed around. We'll talk about that too, but
it's other gladiators that are
like pushing them around, right?
Yeah.
And I bet you won't come in there and push them around, right?
Maybe people Mo's size, but not me. Your size, Breezy.
Hey man, I'm hitting them in the kneecap, yo. Somebody falling down, yeah. Like they getting chopped down.
I'm gonna get my tackle,
but seriously, like that soft talk gotta stop.
These dudes stub their toe on the bed and they can't walk for a week.
Come on, Mose.
I cursed the bed out.
You stub your toe on the couch and you got to call out of work.
That's soft.
Because your toenail chipped.
That's soft.
Shut up.
Sore throat. Can't go to work. Calling out.
Soft. Let's recap this game, bros. Let's go back to when the game got out of hand.
Yeah.
All right. So look, Eagles come down. They do what they do. They score their 7 points. I thought the defense played well on the first drive. Then there was just like a couple of hiccups. Don't
say couple of. Let's talk about the biggest hiccup of that.
Let's talk about it.
All right, so let's get to that. Let's get to that Devontae Smith play, right? So
for sure.
So in live time, Mose and I sat there and said, "God dang, that was an amazing catch."
Right, right.
Because they didn't show us any replays at the stadium, bro.
And they're not going to do it. That's somebody said that's home cooking.
Other than the catch, like the overhand, the one-hand catch, they didn't show that the ball bobbled out of his hand, bro. So Kyle saw what we saw. Now, I will say this. When I put out that tweet, if Kyle challenges that, it changes the game. Let me explain. Now, like I said, I didn't understand that Kyle didn't have the other shots when I made that tweet. So you get what I'm saying? I'm thinking upstairs got the replays, but then you got the NFL who is supposed to officially replay that from New York. That's an automatic. I got the rule right here. Mose, you got your hand up. I'm not gonna keep you waiting, brother. Go ahead.
Here's my only rebuttal to that. If you watching the game, if you as a head coach, if you watching what's happening on the field, First of all, Huff went like this.
No catch.
Incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Two,
point, though. Yep.
Devontae Smith,
That's what I was going to say.
who knew he didn't make the catch,
He hurried up to the line.
did the signal to his team
Right.
to get y'all behinds to the line and snap the ball because I dropped it.
Yep.
And if you're Kyle and you see them hurrying up and trying to get the ball snapped, because all the Eagles, we was right there in the stadium, Bree, they
Troy.
started moving up the field super fast. And then they get to the line, they get set. There was no motion, no audible, no nothing.
Go.
Hike the ball, run a quick little dive up
A
the
quick
middle,
little
boom, it's
dive.
over.
Yeah.
When you see that as a head coach and you see them moving fast, hurrying up, either grab the flag and throw it or call a timeout. Like, we talk about situational awareness. This whole season, we talked about Trey Lance and his situational awareness. We talked about Jimmy Garoppolo and his situational awareness. We talked about Hufanga and his situational awareness. We talked about situational awareness with Diamador Lenore and people that early on was making mistakes and doing things, getting out of character, whatever. You got to talk about situational awareness across the board for everybody, and that includes Kyle Shanahan.
Correct.
So I don't care if you didn't get the review to make it clear.
Right.
Like somebody said, hey, these first half timeouts don't carry over to the second half. They don't carry over to next season.
And that's
if there is a time to throw a challenge to just see what happens, even if you can't confirm it.
Fourth down, big play.
It's the fourth down big play in the first quarter of the NFC Championship game that puts them on the 6-yard line.
Yeah, man.
So even if you throw the flag and you lose the challenge, at least you threw it just to make sure that was a catch.
And you get your
But now that
defense
it
the
comes
time
out-
to set up.
Bro, I don't care if this is hindsight. This is something that he has to know as a head coach.
Yeah.
This is head coaching 101. All you got to do is watch and see the demeanor of the other team.
I wonder if you know Kyle Shanahan, like we know Kyle Shanahan, like I wonder he values his timeouts for one reason, right? And so like
trying to get scores because we're getting the ball back.
It's that moment. So like this is not me. But hold on.
He didn't have a chance to use them.
He would have, but the motherfucker fumbled the ball.
I get that.
So like, look. We could talk about hindsight for sure, 100%. And I get where you coming from, Mose, because I agree with that. But I'm just trying to understand the mind of our head coach and how he's been consistently using those timeouts. Me personally, I'm throwing that flag, even if it's inconclusive and it doesn't get overturned, because like what Fair said, at least it'll get your defense resettled, because that was a big play.
That was
that made your defense look like, dang, how we give that up? Like that was on Jimmy Ward, bro. Like his back running to the ball. Like if anything, Jimmy should just ran through the
crazy thing. Jimmy was the reason why it got knocked out.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
When you see
he
it
ripped at it.
I know.
You see his arm come in and punch at the ball.
Yes.
He get it right on the nose and it popped out.
Yes.
Jimmy was the reason why that was incomplete. Huff saw it hit the ground, went like this. Devontae Smith is rushing the players up to snap the ball. As a head coach, you gotta.
So like I don't even get.
And you talk about his tendencies with the timeouts. But to me, this speaks to a larger tendency of Kyle Shanahan, and it's his lack of freaking aggressiveness. You got a head coach on the other side of the ball that said on 4th and 3, I'm not going to run the ball with Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to run a QB sneak and hope he gets 3 yards and have my tight end push him forward and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to bet on my offensive line against your defensive line. He called a play action boot, rolled him all the way out to the opposite side to throw that deep ball to Devontae Smith. You got a head coach on the other side, and we talked about this in the stands. Nick was like, oh, they're not going to go for it. And Breezy was like, yes, they are, because Nick Sirianni is aggressive. I was like, Breezy's 1,000% correct. Nick Sirianni is an aggressive head coach. They're 100% going to go for this on the first drive because they trying to make a statement. You got a coach on the other side of the ball, and not saying that all the time, whatever the other head coach does is supposed to dictate what you do. But in a game of this magnitude, if you know he's going to be aggressive, I'm sorry. You got to come out and you got to match that energy. You got to let him know I'm not going to be timid. You can try to be aggressive, but I'm going to be just as aggressive. So if you want to throw this play.
When did you feel like Kyle wasn't aggressive?
In throwing the challenge flag. He was
okay. I just want to make sure we were still there. I'm sorry. Because I thought you meant as far as like play calling. Because
he couldn't be aggressive once Brock got hurt.
Brock got hurt. So
but I'm just talking about throwing the flag, paying attention to the game, seeing what's going on around you, knowing that your defense stopped them on third down to bring up a 4th and 3, knowing that they didn't go to a run to Miles Sanders or
that was on
a read option to Jalen Hurts.
That was on 4th.
No. He's saying the third down stop
on third down
for them to go on 4th.
We stopped them on 3rd to bring up 4th, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They choose to go for it. They didn't run it with Miles Sanders. They didn't throw a screen. They didn't run a read option with Jalen Hurts. They ran a play action boot.
They went over the top. Yep.
So I don't
even think it was play action bootleg. It was just straight up play action. He just rolled out because we had the one thing that the 49ers defense did great was keep him contained. So he couldn't move.
They had lane for the most part. Yeah, they stayed in their lanes.
They stayed. And so that was right. And I mean, a couple of plays he ran for a couple of yards up the middle. But because
he didn't gash us the way we thought he would.
Because they contained they made sure they were disciplined.
They slow rush.
Right.
Slow rush.
But
my thing is he was aggressive from rip.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Aggressive from rip. And my thing is, as the head coach, understanding situational awareness, you have to throw the challenge flag. You see that the other team is coming up to the line. You see that your own player is saying incomplete. I don't care if he's waiting to get it confirmed through the pictures upstairs. And we've seen it not just with the 49ers. You've seen it across the league. Sometimes those images don't come through right away.
Yeah,
and Breezy, that goes to what you said of the NFL. They're supposed to get those things immediately, and they're supposed to see that something is wrong, and they're supposed to call it that.
But you know when? It's when a player tries to expedite a play, the NFL is supposed to intervene. That's the rule. The player that expedited the play was Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
He knew he didn't catch it.
And so I'm mad at Kyle. He should have do the flag, but the NFL got to do their job too. And so, if the NFL does their job, then we're having a different conversation. It's the 49ers ball, and I want to talk about this comment right here because Christine Pickett over on Facebook says y'all act like one play determined the game.
No, we're literally talking about the game. We're starting with the first drive.
Let's talk about this because one play can determine the game. It literally can.
Yes.
That was a lot of momentum that first drive.
It was 0-0. Right.
And when he caught that pass, air quotes, when he caught that pass, that stadium erupted on 4th down.
It erupted. Because they were silent.
If you throw that challenge flag, allow them time to actually get the replay up, you settle down the crowd. Then the referee comes out.
It's all about momentum,
and they show the play. Yep. The ruling on the field is overturned. It was an incomplete pass, turnover on down. At Eagle Stadium, they may start to boo, but when they see it, Breezy, when you pulled the picture up on your phone and we started showing it to Eagles fans around us, they was like, we got away with one.
The two people in front of us was like, oh, that was incomplete.
That was incomplete.
They couldn't figure out why we didn't challenge it either. And so when
you talk about this high-powered offense, number one in passing, number one in yards per game, number one in this, number one in that, for our defense on the road to get them in 4th down early, and then for Jimmy Ward to make a play to knock that ball out on 1st down, and it's a turnover on downs. Yeah. So we get the first stop of the game, and now our offense is on the field with good position. Yes, that changes the outcome of the game. What are you talking about?
So
y'all act like one play determined the game. That would have changed the whole complexity of the game.
But let me explain a little bit more why in depth, because the defense made a stop on 4th down, something they've been doing all season long. All of a sudden, that changes the momentum. Now the 49ers are on their side of the field. They're in field goal range right there. It was 0-0. It wasn't 7-7. It was 0-0. 49ers had the opportunity. Hold on. They kicked off the ball. They stopped this defense. They would have stopped that offense, and then they would have took the momentum of the points. All they had to do was just try to challenge that joint. Now, I will say this. Jimmy Ward got to play better defense because it shouldn't have came down to that. Devontae Smith got behind him or in front of him, however you want to look at it, and Jimmy was playing catch-up. Now, he finished the play, but if he was playing better D or didn't get caught on a double move or whatever it was that allowed Devontae Smith, to me, it was more like one of those scramble joints, and Jalen was like, get open, and Jimmy got lost. That's kind of what it looked like to me.
Now, I'm going to be devil's advocate here. I actually think
you could disagree with it.
No, I actually think that Jimmy played it how you're supposed to. I think that this dude just made an amazing attempt. Like he had the one hand that thing. And then even when he did, Jimmy was still in a position to rip the ball out.
Jimmy was running.
He got beat on the route. That's not what I'm saying. As a defender, when the play is done, is when you're beat.
So in my opinion, if you manned up on this guy because it wasn't a zone, and if you manned up on this guy, you got to run with him stride for stride and your man coverage, or your ass is beat. He was beat. He finished it, but he was beat.
But that's part of the play, though. That's part of the play is finishing.
It is part of the play. But guess what? It was a catch.
It didn't count. It didn't count.
My point exactly. So all I'm saying is, if Jimmy was there more on that play, it's a possibility he would have made a better play on the ball. Since you're saying he was there, it looked like Jimmy was trailing. Or maybe I'm seeing stuff, but it looked like Jimmy was trailing and he had to catch up.
He was a couple yards, like a yard or two behind.
Because where Jalen Hurts threw that ball, Devontae Smith had to stretch out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He made an amazing attempt just to grab the
agree.
ball.
Jimmy is already a 5'10" safety / corner. So even if he was there, where that ball was placed, Jimmy wasn't getting his hands on it.
Right.
So as a defender, you have to say, okay, where am I in relation to the wide receiver and the ball? Can I make a play on the ball in the air? No, because if I make a play on the ball in the air and I miss, then it's really a completed catch and possibly a touchdown. So if I can't make a play on the ball in the air, I have to make a play on the receiver. And that's so important and crucial to the game that they have that in Madden. Right. You can either press a button to play ball or you can press a button to play receiver.
That I agree with.
What Jimmy did. He couldn't make a play on the ball in the air, so he made a play on the receiver. And Mark Lamar said it in the chat. You can't play better than an incomplete pass, because he did what he needed to do once Devontae had his hands on the ball to ensure that he tried to ensure that he didn't get 2 feet or a body part in bounds. He tried to make sure that he couldn't run for more yards and get a touchdown. And then he did what you're supposed to do, and he knocked the ball out of the receiver's hands. Like, what more you want Jimmy to do? He played that perfectly.
Agreed.
I disagree that it was played perfectly.
I think he played the ball perfectly. I get what you're saying. The route, he did not.
Right.
He played the ball perfectly.
But at the end of the day, it was an extended play. So we all wrong. Because at the end of the day, ain't no DB covering that. And Callie's right. Because that's what happened. I felt like on the route, right? He was there. And he didn't throw it to him. He didn't throw it to him on the route. Then he stopped in the pocket. He was like this. I'm like, oh, snap. He going to take off and run up. He couldn't. The lanes was clocked. He bootlegged to the left, like you said, and just made a throw. Shit, I thought it was going to go out of bounds. And then your boy made the catch. So you're right. Maybe Jimmy couldn't defend that because it was extended. You get what I'm saying? So on the original joint, it was perfect defense, but I felt like he got caught sleeping And then that's why it looked like he was trailing. Now, he did finish the play, but unfortunately, they called it a catch, and there was nothing we could do about it. Like, that's kind of what it was.
Big time momentum changer, though.
That was the one play. They go up 7-0. All right. The 49ers clap back. Like, they found a way to clap back. They started to run the ball. Brock Purdy was completing some nice short passes. By the way, Brock Purdy finished this game 4 for 4, 100% completion percentage from a rookie in the NFC Championship game. Only rookie to ever do that. Like, ever. Like, all right. Anyway, back to that. They clap back. Christian McCaffrey makes the run touchdown of his life. I mean, he should have been tackled 3 or 4 times. That let me know that this Eagles defense was suspect at one point, and then we stopped running the ball. We score a touchdown. They get the ball back. Brock Purdy gets hurt on his next series. It was a fumble interception. They get a short field. They get the touchdown. They go up 14-7.
Yeah. Didn't Brock get hurt before the CMC touchdown?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So
that was Josh Johnson.
Yep. For sure.
Just handing the ball. But the crazy thing about Josh, he came in, made his first pass. I'm like, we might be on to something.
Might be all right.
His feet didn't look settled. He looked nervous.
I'm not saying that he didn't, because
y'all probably on TV you can see he looked a little.
But
shaky.
the first pass he threw was a nice out route to a receiver, and I'm like, okay, this game
I think it might have been Kittle, from what I remember.
It's just crazy. Brock gets hurt. That fumble changed the game too. There's so many different plays that changed the game, because it would have been 3rd down. We thought it was incomplete.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but even looking at that, like,
was that a fumble?
It was a fumble. Okay, it was a fumble, but the defense held after that.
They
quick turnaround. The defense shut it down.
They went 3 and out. I remember.
Here's also what's pissing me off about non-Eagles fans. Like the people that don't watch football, the people that don't know nothing about football.
Yeah, man.
I heard the people that ain't been rooting for the Eagles since they last Super Bowl win.
I mean, Mose, I've seen people that don't even know the rally cry. I saw folks saying "Squawk Eagles squawk." Like that ain't the cry.
I was so tired of hearing.
We made this high-powered, potent #1 Eagles offense.
All right, Mose, you take 3. You take the passing yards. I'll take the rushing yards, and then that will combine them together.
And I'll talk about the penalty yards.
You got the penalty yards.
We made them, first of all, the first drive. We got the stop. Kyle didn't throw the challenge flag, but that's neither here nor there.
Correct.
After that, we made this team punt 3 times. We made them punt another time in the game, which is 4, and we actually made them punt a 5th time, which got negated by the roughing the kicker penalty,
by
which
Jordan
we'll
Mason.
also talk about, because whatever.
Yeah,
these are this weird rules.
That word discretion.
We made this high-powered team punt a lot. Everything that they were trying to do offensively, we had an answer for, except when we shot ourselves in the foot.
Bro, we lost this game, Mose, because we turned the ball over.
For sure.
And honestly, if Kyle challenges that first play, you take that 29-yard reception from Devontae Smith, he only has 92 yards passing.
And Brock possibly doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, because I think you go about your game plan different.
Your game plan
on
is
that
different.
side of the ball, right?
It's different. It's just different. It's different because we got to talk about that play too. Because a lot of people want to talk about Kyle Shanahan on that particular play. Let's actually go into the Brock play, because when you're looking at that lineup, you got Tyler Kroft, number 81, tight end, on an island on the edge, trying to block Hassan Riddick. And why is there a tight end other than George Kittle, who might have got beat too, trying to block the number 2 sack guy in the NFL? Make that make sense.
Here's the argument.
Oh, no, I was going to say, and you can't make it make sense even more if you listen to the press conference, right? When you listen to what Kyle is saying, you have to know that Riddick is going to be lined up against McGlinchey.
Wait, hold on. Are you talking about the quarterback?
Are we not? No. I'm talking about the play itself.
Yeah, but
right?
who are you saying has to know?
The person calling the plays.
Oh, Kyle Shanahan, you talking about?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yes. Okay. When you're running that play, you know who's on the right side. You know he's not going to line up against Trent. He's definitely going to try to line up against McGlinchey. Knowing that, and you have Croft in there. You don't have Kittle staying home to block him. You have Croft.
Well, why not motion Kittle to the right and chip him?
That's where I was going, bro.
So how much
you're leaving Croft on an island against probably the runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year, right?
So we're blaming Kyle, but why are we not blaming Brock?
I can go there as well. There's multiple things that happen that cause
because at the end of the day, the quarterback is the person on the field. Am I right?
He has to step up in that instance.
I'm not even talking about stepping up. I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, shoot, that's him. Hey, I'm sliding protection. Slide your protection over. Motion this guy. Kyle trusts him to do that. Who cares if that play don't get called? And on that play, he held the ball for like a few extra seconds to let him get open.
I mean, again, I think
the quick throw was right there.
It was, and he was trying to hit the longer route to BA.
For sure.
So
for sure.
That's ultimately his fault, right? It's ultimately his fault.
Well, I'm asking, are quarterbacks allowed to slide protections?
Or of course, but rookie quarterback in the NFC Championship game, you want to take all of those factors away.
Are quarterbacks allowed to slide protections? Maybe in other schemes.
Right.
Are quarterbacks under Kyle Shanahan allowed to slide protection?
It's typically the center.
I don't think we've ever seen a quarterback slide protection.
It's typically the center.
So, if it wasn't an option given by Kyle Shanahan,
that's fair. But at some
the play
point,
comes in.
That's fair because that's what we know. That's what we've seen, right? But at some point, if you're going to be an elite quarterback in this league, I don't give a what the coach calls. If you see you're going to be on the island and you know you might not be able to get this ball out quick.
We don't and haven't had a quarterback under Kyle Shanahan that has that cachet.
That's because I feel like Brock has that cachet. He just didn't do it.
I don't think he does as a rookie right now. As much as Kyle loves him, I don't think he has the stones right now with Kyle to slide protection to something other than Kyle called. Which is why a lot of this has to go on Kyle.
That's fair.
Right.
That's fair.
Because
you don't have Croft
when we talk about situational awareness and understanding your personnel.
Yeah.
The only thing that has been talked about with this Eagles defense is the fact that they got 4 players with 10 plus sacks. They had 70 some sacks this season. The most
wait. Hold on. I'm not talking about a rookie overturning a play. Changing the play is something totally different from call. Don't get me cussing right now because people saying dumb shit. What I'm saying is it's a protection. Now I know that this. You want to know who fault this is? It's Alex Mack's fault. My freaking shouldn't have retired. That's the problem. That's the problem. If we're gonna keep it a buck, he retires. It messed up everything. Everything for Trey, for Brock, for Jimmy. It just messed up everything because he was in charge of all of that.
I think the onus has to go on Kyle and John for constructing this roster. You go out and you get a Tashawn Gibson late because you have an injury to Jimmy Ward and you need a competent safety. And Tashawn Gibson has 5 interceptions and people are talking about bring back T. Gip. You go out and in the midseason, you make a trade for Christian McCaffrey to inject some life into your offense and give Kyle a true dynamic weapon at the running back position. I think we had plenty of opportunities during the offseason to find a competent center. Now people will say, well, Jake Brendel, he did okay. He's a Pro Bowl alternate, blah, 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 blah. But let's
he
be
did
completely
admirable.
honest. Jake Brindle is not the ideal option that you want at center, because now that we lost this game, the only thing that I hear in 49ers Twitter is, oh, we need to go out and get a center and a right tackle. Center and a right tackle.
Same thing.
O-line,
Same thing
O-line,
you see.
O-line, O-line, O-line. Center, right tackle, center, right tackle.
That's
center,
not
right
what
tackle.
I think.
So
no, but on 49ers Twitter is definitely heavy right now.
yeah, I'm not saying you.
Well,
but,
I mean, those are the weakest links, right? And so,
For sure.
like, me personally, if you hear me out, if I had to upgrade one position on the offensive line, it's the center position. Why? Because of the reason why we arguing. This is why we're having this discourse right now on whose fault it is, because the center is the person that Kyle Shanahan usually trusts the most with his offense. And Jake Brindle might not necessarily be what that center is. Like, he's not Alex Mack. He's not who was it before Alex Mack before he got hurt and Kyle got him from the Giants. He's not that guy. Richburg. He's not that guy, right? But he was a guy that was admirable and serviceable, and that ended up becoming a Pro Bowl alternate, right? Cool. Can he become something like that? Who knows? He's a free agent. So we got to talk about that. But I feel like for Brock, for a rookie, to not put that on him, because that's what you guys are saying. Because I'm saying to myself, if I'm a quarterback, I don't care if I'm a rookie or not, I'm not changing the play call. But if I see the number 2 pass rusher on a tight end that ain't played consistent games back to back since 1981, I'm gonna sit there and be like, maybe I'll like motion this other guy over there somehow just to chip him. If especially if I'm trying to hit that deep pass to Brandon Ayuk, which would have been a completion, by the way, had his elbow not gotten hit. That looked like that was going. So
it would have, but what do you say to this then? For a lot of people that are talking about, it being on Kyle Shanahan, at least for the first drive, until you see what they're trying to do from a pass rush standpoint and how effective it's going to be, or how well you're blocking it. Forget putting Tyler Kroft on the second best pass rusher in the league. Forget that for a second. Let's look at the idea of these long developing plays when this team has great speed and pass rush from everywhere.
Right.
Like, why are we dialing up these long developing plays? Like, I understand our offense is surrounded around the big play, the explosives. But on the very first drive, when all you have on the Philadelphia Eagles is film, you don't know what their plan is coming to this game of how they're going to rush, where they're bringing guys from. Are they lining up tight? Are they lining up wide? Because on that play, Hassan Reddick was out pretty wide. He was lined up so wide that maybe that play could have worked. But he beat Tyler Kroft so quickly.
Easily.
It was like he was going. And as soon as he got past him, he was in Brock in less than a second.
I don't even think he missed the stride either.
No, he did not miss it. He didn't have to slow up. He didn't have to stutter step. He didn't have to do none of that.
What's crazy, Mose, is even with that
developing plays early on, when you don't have the mental knowledge, the mental picture of what are they trying to do on defense. And I'm not saying that you have to be conservative. There's a way that you can be moderately aggressive without dialing up these long developing plays when you don't really know how Tyler Kroft is going to block. And we talked about it before the show. You got Tyler Kroft in on that play blocking, but you've been having him active in that. You've been playing this.
I agree with that, but there's levels to this shit. So all right, on this play action, right? It don't gotta be the long developing play. It don't gotta be that. He had the person right in front of him. He could have dumped it off. He's been doing that junk all season. He's been dumping it real quick. I'm not saying he still wouldn't have got hurt. I'm just saying he would have got the ball out of his hand quicker. He still might have took a hit, but it wouldn't have been in the elbow. It would have been more to the body, to the ground. So, okay, we're not going to blame Brock for the slide into protection. Fine, he can't do that because Kyle says so. Right, but he still could get the ball out of his hands quick because Kyle's offense is set up for a quick intermediate, deep. So it didn't have to be the deep pass he was trying to get. Granted,
he definitely held it longer than he should because he was trying to hit
saying,
BA on the deeper route. He was trying to go for the home run there.
Yeah, but what if that was at the direction of Kyle? Because the first thing that Kyle brought up,
I thought you
Kyle
had
didn't bring
options, right? So
Kyle didn't bring up the short guy who you mentioned in his open. The first thing that Kyle brought up was, we dialed it up. Purdy was looking at BA, who was breaking open. And what does Kyle know? And what does Kyle believe?
Okay, I got you.
Work.
I got you. I got you, Mose. All right,
so plays work.
So tells
what if it was at the directive of Kyle?
That's fine.
The first read on this play is BA.
Kyle usually tells him that.
And based off of how they practiced it, and based off what Brock was seeing, my first read is about to break open. I just need another split second to get him the ball.
Or you throw the ball, or you just throw the ball. You throw the ball to the spot.
Pass rushers on the other side.
Or you just be the quarterback and say, "Hey, I know my receiver is going to be here. I'm going to throw it to that spot, and he got to go get it." So, like
that's,
at the end,
that's strong with anticipation.
Well, that's Brock Purdy. That's on him. So, like, maybe you're right. Maybe Kyle did say, "Hey, hit BA on this play." That's the one. Like, and if that's the play, then you throw it to the spot where he gonna be. BA, make sure you at that spot. That's the one thing I will say that Jimmy Garoppolo did when he got Emmanuel Sanders. That's what elevated his game.
I feel like that is an easy thing to say, but I think you also have to take into account the timing that they've probably worked on that play.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Brock doesn't throw early and throw to a spot because maybe that throws off the timing that him and BA have already locked in on the many times they run that play in practice.
That's a weird concept to say, though, because in practice, it's not Hassan Reddick, and the 49ers ain't got nobody like Hassan Reddick. And Hassan Reddick throws off that timing, right? If it was a regular edge rusher, he probably would have had the time to throw that pass.
Not even though, if you look at the play again, though. No, real quick though. If you look at the play, McGlinchey's blocking the down interior.
The down interior guy, right?
And he gets freaking smoked too. So if Reddick wasn't there, he was gonna get hit by the interior dude that beat 69.
Yeah, he was gonna get hit by Hargrave either way. So but okay, so then that goes back to my point. McGlinchey gets smoked, and Hassan Reddick throws off the timing. So Kyle can't call these long developing plays when you know you have somebody that if you flip a coin, 50% of the time, he's going to throw off the timing and he's going to make you throw it quicker. So in order to slow him down a little bit, don't call these long developing plays early that give him more opportunity to get to your quarterback.
He was
call some short intermediate shit.
The stuff that's been working.
But look what was it last year? It was either 2021 or 2020 when we played the Green Bay Packers, and it was in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
And we was coming in and we was talking about, the Green Bay Packers offensive line cannot stop this 49ers rushing attack.
That was last year.
They always get to Aaron Rodgers. And what did he do in that game?
Quick
Every single pass that he threw,
quick.
It was out of his
3
hands
seconds.
2 seconds or less.
Everything was within 3 seconds.
Everything was quick. He dropped back, boom, out. Drop back, boom, out. They didn't even give the 49ers pass rush time to get out of their damn stance.
Yeah.
So my thing is that is a game plan that clearly works. That clearly is something that is used to combat a very good pass rushing team. Kyle has to know that and implement that early to slow them down. Make them think I'm not going to be able to just pin my ears back and go because it ain't even going to matter anyway. I have to be judicial with when I go and when I rush maybe a little bit slower to just keep myself in position to make a play for if he dumps it off to CMC, if he dumps it off to Kyle Juszczyk, if they throw the bubble screen to Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk or Jawan Jennings or throw a screen to George Kittle. I can't be up the field trying to get the quarterback and allow all of this free open space. That's got to be in Kyle's mind. I have to find a way to slow down this pass rush. But then his ego sometimes gets in the way, and he was like, no, this pass rush is good. But, I mean, I trust my guys to block. So we're going to run what we run. I'm going to call these long developing plays and let this guy who runs a 4.4 come screaming off the edge of my quarterback. Like, at least at first, do something to slow them the hell down, bro.
Yeah.
Make them think about it.
Keep them honest.
Right.
At least to keep them honest. You don't even have to do nothing crazy. Just keep them honest, man. And we didn't. I think that was possibly within their plan, but we didn't even get that far. Once Brock got hurt, we didn't get to even get our full 15 scripted plays or whatever it is. Like everything was out the window at that point. So, yeah.
It's tough. It's tough because it's hindsight. So it's like,
of course,
if Reddick doesn't get there, Brock makes the throw. We're happy at the call, right?
And if ifs was fifths, we'd all be drunk, brother.
Right. And so, like, I mean, things could just go it could go several ways. But unfortunately, Brock did get injured on that play. We'll talk about his injury in a little bit. Let's get to the play that just kind of like sealed the game for the Eagles, because to me it was that fumble by Josh Johnson.
1,000%.
Because the 49ers had an opportunity to make the score 14-10, trailed by 4 at the half. I thought they would have been able to drive in, at least get a field goal. They had like a minute left on the clock. That's where those timeouts come in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Possibly you might have got a touchdown. I don't know, but I felt like that's what they were going to try to do. It was on a snap, guys. It wasn't even on a shotgun snap. It was center quarterback exchange. And Mose, I looked at you and said,
I thought it was shotgun.
Mose, I looked at Mose and
it's still center to
quarterback exchange.
Of course.
But I looked at Mose and said, game over, bro.
Yeah, because he did. Same thing I said.
That was it.
And what's crazy is the snap was perfect. Mm-hmm. It hit him right in the hands.
Beautiful. Here's the thing.
Is that the jitters y'all were talking about?
Oh, for sure.
Here.
Your eyes start moving, your feet start moving, your hands start moving before they're supposed to. That's muscle memory.
I thought you was about to start saying some freeway. Your eyes start working when the heat starts.
Yeah, nah, but
the only person that got caught sleeping was Josh Johnson. Here's what I'll say. I don't blame Josh Johnson for having to play.
Nah, not at all.
I blame Josh Johnson for not being ready when his opportunity was called.
I don't understand how you're a veteran in the league.
Yes.
And you know your number can be called at any
moment. Right. And you were clearly not prepared to play a football game yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
You were not prepared to play a football game yesterday. I would expect that. Mm-hmm. A lot of people expected that from Brock Purdy.
That's what when Brock first came in,
pleasantly surprised when he got in the game and was like, "Oh, this little kid got some stones."
Right.
Like he got a little bit of little spice to him. Yeah. So we were pleasantly surprised, and I'm not asking Josh Johnson to come in and be Lamar Jackson. I'm not asking you to come in and be Jalen Hurts. I'm not asking you to come in and be Brock Purdy. I'm asking you, as the backup quarterback on a team that brought you in after we lost Trey Lance for the season, after we lost Jimmy Garoppolo for the season, and we only had a 7th-round rookie on the roster, brought you in to be the backup.
Right.
Not just to hang around and be on the practice squad and see if we could sign you to a future contract. You were dressed for every game since we called you back in, which means, like Breezy said, at any moment you might have to play a football game.
Yeah.
And you were not prepared as an NFL quarterback who has played on 14 different teams. I don't know what little yellow envelope that he got that keep teams bringing him in and giving him opportunities.
I told you what
played
it was,
almost half the teams in the NFL.
Let me explain to you what Josh Johnson is, bro. He is a practice squad quarterback when you have to prepare for these mobile guys.
Exactly.
That's what he is. But why we didn't even run any of those mobile type of plays? Like,
bro, forget all of that. Forget
I'm just
all
saying,
of that.
use him to his strengths.
Yeah,
don't make him come in here and conform to the offense you want to run, Kyle. Like he's good at, I don't know, man. He has one role, and that's to get other teams, to get his team prepared for the opponent. That's his role. I don't know why he was on this team, but that's his role, and it's been like that since he's been in the league.
Yeah, got it. I mean,
but not this year though.
Not this year, because now he has to actually be
you got to actually be a quarterback.
Yeah, he's usually not having to worry about that as the fourth option. He's usually doesn't have to worry about that. But folks don't even be trying to pick him up off practice squads. They just let him rock wherever he at.
I don't care what nobody got to say. Oh, backup quarterbacks don't get reps during the week. A lot of that is focused on the starter. Blah 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 blah. I don't care about none of that. When Trey went down, Jimmy came in and was ready.
Word.
I don't care if he had been with us for a while and he knows the scheme and knows the system.
He
didn't have an offseason.
He's just a better quarterback, bro. Like we talking about.
Brock came in and was ready.
He's just a better quarterback. Like, I'm not going to stop saying that shit. Everybody other than Josh Johnson is good. I really feel like Josh Rosen would have did fine. I feel like if Cam Newton was on this team, he would have did fine. I think anybody we had on this team other than Josh Johnson would have did fine. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. At least.
Would you have taken CJ Beathard off him?
I would have taken
CJ Beathard in a heartbeat.
Bro.
I would have taken CJ Beathard in a heartbeat because at least with CJ Beathard, I know he got a cannon.
So he's not scared.
If we need to bring Danny Gray in to just run a streak real quick and just throw it deep to back the secondary up and to slow the pass rushers down.
Let's talk about this comment right here.
I mean, I can't talk football with somebody whose nickname is PP. Like, it's a little sus.
I just want to know, do you feel the 49ers were overwhelmed? Not overrated, but overwhelmed.
Hell no.
Right. Because
not at all. Not at all. Right. Overwhelmed by what? A defense that made a stop on the first series, and the only reason why y'all got a touchdown is because our boneheaded head coach didn't throw a challenge flag.
And at the end of the day,
defense that subsequently made y'all punt on 3 straight possessions after that. Defense that subsequently made y'all punt 2 times in the second half, and one of them got called back from a bogus roughing the kicker.
This is why we lost the game.
Right.
It was just the turnovers. You can't win a game when you lose the turnover battle. It's undefeated.
We lost the turnover battle and we lost time of possession. They had the ball 15 minutes.
15 more minutes.
I mean, but y'all have to expect that we're going to lose time of possession if you have.
We can't sustain.
Unable to pass the ball. If you're unable to pass the ball, they're going to get 3 and outs. They're going to get the ball back, and they're going to run the ball because they just want the game to shorten up.
Yep.
We not only gave up time of possession, but we also gave up field possession with not being able to move
every single time.
You
notice the defense
short fields every single time.
The defense played really great they had them pinned and they joint on their side of the 50.
We almost got 2 off that.
Yeah, that should have been it. That's another.
Didn't hold them, but it is what it is. Yeah, good play by Hurts to get out of the end zone.
He was able to get out. He was able to muscle himself out of that joint. Listen, like I said, Eagles won the game, not taken away. What we do on this show is we break down how we win, how we lose, because we just want to be better. So if you're new to the stream, hit that like button. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. If you don't like what you're seeing, hit the like button. At the end of the day, hit the goddamn like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All right? We appreciate everybody out there. Sure. The game got carried away because the penalties start flaring up. And I'm talking personal fouls. I'm talking body slams. I'm talking punches and the ball's out when the runner was already initiated, the play was over. Like, it just, players got frustrated at some point.
The punches were during the punches, though. I get the point of calling it for what happened, but the actual punches, the whistle wasn't blown. The whistle wasn't blown.
But
so
the play,
it was after the play.
I'm sorry.
The play stopped To
Right.
us, the play stopped.
Right.
Here's
That's
the
stupid.
thing.
I'm not giving him any excuse.
But you say it's
Trent Williams situation, he was protecting one of his teammates, and he had enough of the BS.
Oh, of
but
course.
To me, the Dre Greenlaw situation, that
both
was not football.
Both of them.
That wasn't football. Like, I understand what you're trying to do, but that didn't even look like a regular punch out of the ball. Like,
I thought he was hitting somebody.
He was punching the ball, bro. He literally, but he was winding up. I get all that, but what I'm saying is the action.
Like Mike throwing body shots.
Yeah, but fair is saying
the action though is what I'm saying is where I'm like, bro, he literally was punching the ball.
Oh, so to us,
he was connecting to the ball. He wasn't punching his arm or his ribs or nothing like that. He was hitting the ball every time. He has great accuracy. He needs to go into boxing after this.
All right, so what they show us was that he looked like he was punching somebody in the body.
Right. No. He definitely was punching the ball. Again, I understand
honestly,
why
if he was hitting somebody in the body, it was more of his own player than it was the Eagle player.
Right. I thought he was punching Javon Kinlaw. I'm like, why are you hitting
he hit the ball? All 3 punches, I believe, landed on the ball.
So then why is that?
Bro, he literally was hitting the ball.
Because it was excessive, Breezy.
It was excessive, though. I get why.
Excessive. It was, bro, he was literally going, boom.
He was bringing it back.
Boom, like, yo, he was coming back here.
So let me ask you this question, right? Like you running with the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just straight cock back and just punch.
Right.
That's a foul?
If you do it one time and you connect with the ball,
what if I do a combo like pop, pop, pop? That's a foul?
You're right.
Yes, that's a foul. You can't throw a combo.
Wait, I mean saying during the play, but I'm going for the ball.
You're not Cortland Finnegan.
Hold on, bro. I'm not punching the player. Yo, my hand to ball combination is fire. Pause. Yep. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I can connect, right? So I said pause. So I'm just saying.
Yo, he did that on purpose.
I did not. I did not. I promise. I promise.
Purpose, yo.
I promise, bro.
I'm not even gonna repeat it. He did that on purpose, dog.
I'm just saying, like, if he hit him with a combo and hit the ball, like, is that still a foul in the middle of the play? Because I thought the foul came because the play was over.
Nah, it was during the play. It was before the whistle. It was the fact of him doing it multiple times.
He should have just did it once.
It's called the peanut punch, not peanut punches.
Hey, maybe Dre Lowe was trying to change the game, bro.
Right.
Nah.
You could be a trendsetter. This league, you know what? The league is too soft, bro.
Right.
The league is soft because when I watch, hold on. You gonna disagree with me?
No.
Yo, when I watch Josh Johnson get laid on and get a concussion by the biggest fat Ndamukong Suh, and they didn't call a foul.
That's why they called the penalty.
That's a fact.
I'm just saying.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, roughing the football.
Bro, you can't be in Philly with a Rocky statue and not be allowed to throw punches. I don't care.
It does fit.
I'm just saying. Oh, he came in here like he got the God sound.
I looked up real quick. Like,
yeah, man, make your voice clear. Don't make your voice.
Let me hit my.
Okay, that's better.
I don't want to sound like.
No, you sound like Bruce Almighty right now, dog.
There it is.
There you go.
All right, there we go.
All right.
What's going on, Pterodome?
Rough one, fellas. Rough one. Hey, let me shout out everybody within the faithful land. We had an enormous and great year. I know it came to a screeching halt, but man, we stayed excited. This thing started back with a Jaquaski Tart miss of an interception last year. And we quarterback controversies and everything else, and launching stars, man. The faithful, hats off, a round of applause for the year that we've had. All right, let me go ahead and give that. Breezy, my favorite television show ever. It's about a tie. The West Wing.
Okay.
It's really up there, but there's a show called The Wire.
Oof, yes, one of my top 2 or 3. Yep.
And there were these two characters. If you ever are so bold to check it out, there are these two characters named Stringer Bell.
Okay.
Avon.
And Avon Barksdale.
Yes, sir.
And it's depicted from the great city of Baltimore, Maryland, and this stuff kind of actually went down. I'm, as a narrator,
it's all based loosely off what happened,
based on some true stuff. It's based on how it went down.
Well, they had the real guy was the preacher in that in season 5.
Melvin
he was one of the real
Melvin Williams. That's his
Yeah.
name. He actually pulled off. Please, everybody, if please, within the sound of my voice, and those that are going to watch this into perpetuity, check out The Wire. But
if you're going to watch it for the first time, send me a message. I'll rewatch it with you so I can explain the stuff.
Amen.
Right.
Oh man, I want to be on that.
And Snoop also, just so you know,
Snoop
too.
Wire.
And Snoop, Snoop was legit.
Yes. Stringer Bell was all about some business. And he wanted to get off the street, and he wanted to not touch the product, I should say. But his partner, Avon Barksdale, played by Wood Harris. Stringer Bell was played by Idris Elba, masterful, I should say. But Avon was into that gangster stuff. I want my corners, man. I want my corners. And there was this, in about season 5 or season 4, there was this meshing, there was this conflict between the two. And Avon said, hey, String, don't talk to me about marketing. Don't talk to me about price points. It ain't your college stuff here, man. It's the other thing. When you play a physical team in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, known for Smoking Joe Frazier, known for Gamble and Huff, known for Jill Scott, known for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, known for Creed, known for Rocky.
Beanie.
It's that other thing, man. It's that other thing. And we're talking about protections, and we're talking about scheme, and we're talking about this and that. No. It's time for a gangster to be a gangster. I told you, man, Frisco Red was coming up there. You gotta bring your gangster. You have to match the intensity of a fighter. You got to blow them up. You can't take no shorts. You can't sit back on nothing because it is stacked against you. And the only way to handle a bully, and this is for this point forward, you have to punch him square in the mouth. But on this day, on Sunday, we ran up on Marlo Stansfield and his crew.
I like that.
Marlo
was gangster, yo. He was the mixture. He was the mixture between
Chris.
Stringer. He was the mixture
Chris.
between Stringer and
the young Mike.
Avon. Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought he was gangster.
Mike.
I forgot Mike. Yeah.
And Mike. Yeah, Mike was what? Hey man, they showed a few tricks when Marlo came and looked at him.
I don't know.
They won't plan. Won't plan. But Avon was still game for it. He was still game for it. But hey, Snoop and Chris, if Snoop and Chris took you to them buildings,
you weren't coming out.
You was getting boarded up. Yo, I went looking for that nail gun, yo. I can't find it. That junk was official.
Man, when they opened that season and Snoop set a tone. I'm glad you said that, Breezy. Snoop set a tone on that first episode of season 5.
She went to go buy that.
When she went to get that at the Home Depot like barn, and she said, "Hey man, you heard that bump like a mug."
She gave that dude like $500. Yo, like,
hey man,
he didn't know what to do with it.
$800 gas loaded, fuel injected. On this, man, we gonna put some bodies in these people.
Word.
You have to match intensity.
Did he freeze up on us?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I freeze?
I think he did. But
No, he's good now. He's good.
You have to match intensity.
Who, me?
And
No.
and they came out, man. They came out the first play of the game. Dan Orlowski with ESPN shows you how they rolled up Javon Kinlaw and blew him off the line of scrimmage.
That was every play occurrence.
Blew him into the lap of Warner, who has to make a tackle. And if you remember, the first injury of the day,
that's how he got hurt.
The first injury of the day was Fred Warner.
That's how he got hurt. He got the win knocked right out of him. But that was because Kinlaw got blown up. But
they set a tone, Breezy. They set a tone, Mose. They set a tone on the first play of the game. How this gonna go down?
I agree.
I agree too.
But
it was that gangster.
But they came at Kinlaw with like a double. They knew Kinlaw. Hold on. Because they knew Kinlaw was the guy that was gonna be the run stopper. Bro, they hit him with Jason Kelsey and the other dude took him out, yo. I was like, damn, you want to talk about combos?
Yeah.
And then he started getting beaten one-on-ones. That's
it took his confidence right away.
That's called a duo concept. That's a duo concept. Yeah. Double team up on your tackles.
Yeah. And then move up to linebacker.
And maybe scoot to the linebackers and bust it open.
Yeah.
I told y'all this would be assignment football. The tackles have to demand a double team, but they have to hold the LOS and let our linebackers, who are the greatest in the world, shout out to them, let them get downfield.
That's the line of scrimmage, guys. LOS.
But buddy, you're right. Thank you, Breezy. It's the line of scrimmage.
I just want to make make
sure because I love my faithful. I don't want them to miss something. But when you I play linebacker. When you put them in my lap, now I'm catching. Now you done got a 5-yard dent in a bubble already, and then I
can't even trigger.
I got to catch it, and I need a chiropractor the next day. I've been there. I've been there. Shout out Virginia Union University. If y'all out there, we went up in 1991 to a place called the University of Pennsylvania at Erie, and it was cold.
Where's that,
and boy, we stepped off the bus, and IUP won't play in the radio, bro.
Is that a subdivision of UPenn?
No. IUP is up there. It's Division II ball. It's Division II ball, but they won't play in that day. They won't play in that day, and we wound up losing 56-0. No, 56-7.
I'm sorry, yo.
You got to step off the bus and be physical. Right? You got to be physical. It's that gangster today. It ain't your scheme. It ain't nothing. They gonna put some people in the bank. Philadelphia is known for this, Breezy.
But bro, they clapped back. The defense said bump that, and they clapped back. Like literally, the only thing the defense didn't do in this game, like they've been doing in every other game, was getting takeaways.
Right,
that was it. But they clapped back. They stopped them on third down. They stopped them on third down. They stopped them. They made them punt. Fourth down. They made them.
That was a reception that really wasn't.
I see where you're going. Right. But my point is, I agree. Because the first drive for Philly set the tone. And the defense got pushed back. And then Miles Sanders runs in the end zone untouched. The freak. Right.
But that's all those body blows that they
That's those body blows. Right. So that's why I said I agree. But they clapped back. They figured out how to settle down.
They did. And I'm proud of my D on that incomplete that really was that they counted as a reception. I saw Ty Law back in the day, man. Mm-hmm. He looked and saw that somebody's feet. It was a New England guy. It might have been Ty Law. It might have been Butler. But he looked at a guy's feet, and they were trying to run that play. If he knew that it wasn't, he ran back to Bill Belichick and he did this. He did this. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. That's not a completion. That's not a completion. Go upstairs. That's what I needed from Huff. He was the only witness to that ball hitting. Philadelphia did what they were supposed to do. They had a home cooking at the cameraman, and the cameraman was not going to show that angle. He wasn't going to show it. And I hope Santa Clara was looking. But Huff's got to go. He's got to run to the sideline and vehemently say, if they won't listen to you, Huff, you take the timeout. You take it.
But I thought we couldn't do something. I thought.
Hold
up, because I thought they not allowed to do stuff in them games because
you're not allowed. Any player can call timeout at any time.
No. They can, but it's Kyle Shanahan. Is he allowing players to just randomly call timeout?
That's what I'm
out
saying.
Of nowhere.
Because Kyle, we're saying no.
What if Huff is wrong?
Right. And now he broke the
timeout. I bet you won't take him out. I bet you won't take him out. Huff will eat that. If you see, it is like the military. When we're out at the range, y'all, we're out at the range and you see a safety observance going on. Anybody, man, we had a soldier shooting one time and his weapon jammed. He turned the weapon around and looked at that barrel. That is a safety violation. I don't care who you are. Stop right there and call a safety violation. If Huff knew that ball had hit the ground, you emphatically pump your hands up and like to raise the roof, and you said, tell them go upstairs. If they don't listen to you, take the time out and let them look for a minute. Let them look for a minute.
And to answer that question, my shade, yes. Actually, that's usually the reason they call the timeout. The timeout
just to give extra time.
Challenge. Exactly. That timeout is part of the challenge.
You could throw the flag during
time and to get a good look. Get a good look. But we need to hear no there because the football god saw it fit to when they punted, give us a short field because that punt had to have hit that overhead wire. Y'all were present at the game. You see in games you have that overhead wire.
It definitely hit.
The way Philly was so emphatic about it, I know that ball had to hit that wire.
It did.
Right.
It hit the wire. But the fact that
and that shows you the incompetency of the referees there. Because well, I mean, we're not going to get into the penalties, and there was a big discrepancy in the penalties and the yardage and some of the. But you just saw the incompetence of what they was doing because, you know, they called the penalty that they called. It was a penalty on the Eagles regardless, but then they called that, and then hold on, and then they kind of like held the game up, and they're like, we have to go look at something. So the Philly fans thought they were going to look at the penalty to see if the penalty was right. And then they come back and was like, oh, we're trying to check to see if the ball hit the wire, but we couldn't definitively tell. We did that. And then have you ever heard them on the loudspeaker? Apologies for inconvenience in holding up the game. What?
Nah, I never heard. Yeah, they said something wild.
But that's what they were. But that was part of their tactic, bro. They were slowing that junk all the way down. Like they were trying to keep the Niners like off the field, like not getting into a rhythm. Listen, Kevin Seifert, ESPN, 49ers had 11 accepted penalties.
Yep.
More than referee John Hussey's regular season crew had per game for both teams.
Total.
In 2002.
Total.
Eagles got 7 first downs off of penalties.
They had 4 first downs on that one drive.
The one that started with Jimmy.
They had 4 first downs off of penalties.
And they extended drives, man. They were killers because we could have got off the field on I know 4 of them. They got first downs off of that.
So listen, I listen. I want to be clear. I'm not saying that the refs are the reason why we lost. That's not what I'm saying. But they're part of the game.
But with the injuries that we had going, we did not need the refs to assist anything.
But here's my thing. Here's my thing, right?
True.
Like people don't like to blame stuff on the refs, and I get it. but they're part of the game. And so refs can really control kind of like how games go, depending on what they call and when they call it, which I think is even more worse than what they call. You could call if the face mask on Dre Greenlaw was so incidental, but because it's the rule, they don't miss it, right? And so it's so weird how it did nothing. It didn't turn the player's head. It was like a finger going through the face mask as he was grabbing.
That was a 5-yarder, bro.
Which they took out of the game because that's
they got
what
rid of it.
did.
I know, I get it.
I don't get Jim.
That's the whole point of the 5
Have y'all
yards.
seen all the videos of Lane Johnson getting?
Oh, bro, he was crazy.
Oh, the false starts.
I mean, I saw him live
every time.
I didn't need the videos.
No,
I saw him live.
me and Breezy saw him in the stadium. He was getting a jump.
Yo, the dude was jumping.
Single
and the
play.
one on the goal line was atrocious. He had 2 feet before the ball snapped.
They could have called it at least once, Mose. Just send it. Hey, man, you false starting out here. We know you got a groin injury. But come on, man.
He got 2 feet before the ball.
Every time. Yeah.
Look, let's wrap this up. Game recap. Niners got their tail whipped. It is what it is. We lost.
It is.
I know a lot of people, listen, a lot of you are looking forward to the future, what we're going to do. Let's just go over Brock Purdy's injury really quickly because a lot of people are saying that he's not tough. He's not this. I mean, the dude was really injured. Right. And I kind of want to go through that. But just real quick, here are your top offensive grades of the game. It's like a big drop after CMC. Look at the numbers. Big drop. Huge drop after CMC. And it was all
Tyler Kroft should not be up there.
He played less snaps. And because he only played 4 snaps of the game, it's per how that works. Here's your top 5.
He only played 4 snaps in the game.
And one of them
one of them led to just our pure demise, man. And you gotta throw Kyle Shanahan at that.
But guys, that's a freak. Isn't that like a freak injury, kind of sort of though? Like a lot of quarterbacks don't get hurt off of that. Like, you know what I mean?
Because usually folks are hitting the arm and not the elbow.
Yeah. So like it just
it's the way he hit the arm and how the elbow twisted.
Yeah, he kind of came down right on
where it was. It's again. The UCL in the elbow is like the ACL in the knee. You twist it a certain way and that thing tears.
He puts a lot of torque on this stuff, man. That's why he's so accurate. I study his aesthetic. I study Tom House and where he's generating a lot of that power. He needs to generate it a little bit more from his hip. That's coming, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all think that he can't throw it downfield. It's just a matter of him doing. I think y'all seen Dak Prescott do that hip drill all the time when he doing that. You generate. Think about hitting someone. Think about punching someone. You generate power. Mike Tyson and everybody from your hip. You know, you put your hip into it. That's coming. But right now, as a youngster and how he's been trained, he generates a lot with the flexibility and the nimbleness and the it's more flexibility. I don't have the exact word now from his arm, and it just caught him at the exact wrong moment.
Like, I'm telling you, like, I mean, we've seen Brock get hit before, but not attacking the arm, more to like the obliques. Like it's just so weird. Hassan Reddick made the play,
and Breezy too. Nick Bosa is standing on the sidelines waiting to go in on first down, looking at the jumbotron. He gets leg whipped and cut. Did they show that in the stadium?
Yeah, he got the cleat in his leg.
He got a cleat in his leg.
So Mose, remember
when after the game.
Mose, remember when we saw Bosa off the field? We he not in on this drive.
Yeah,
that was the touchdown play. That was the touchdown that they ran in. Bosa wasn't in on that touchdown.
He was
but that whole drive, he sat out for a couple.
He got leg whipped. He was looking at the punt because I think Rombo Sports is like, why did he put Nick Bosa in on special teams? He wasn't on the special teams, man. He was on the sidelines waiting to get ready to go in first down, watching the play, and the up men were coming and
they were blocking and got
tussling, and it just so happened that they hit.
That's when we saw Nick Bosa. That's when we saw Nick Bosa kind of like walking gingerly, Mose.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, dang, he looked hurt.
I thought
Said
the
he was
way the
bleeding.
TV podcast, the TV broadcast is, man, I thought that they had tore his knee up. He got what's called leg whipped. When somebody's legs just the leg can generate power of a golf swing, and it cracked him right in the calf, just below his knee. And then I'm like, what is he over there doing? Why is he getting taped? And they ran the replay back. He was looking up and on the sideline. He wasn't on the field. He was on the sideline. And that kid's leg just happened to hit Nicholas John Bosa, man. And
I gotta watch film tonight, so I'm not gonna rewatch the game, but I will watch the film. I'm not gonna do no breakdown because it ain't much to break down.
It was broke.
It was broke.
It's some things to take away from it. It's some Christian McCaffrey. I'm old school. Fred Dean was the most important in-season acquisition that we ever got. That catapulted us to being a dynasty. But this kid, man, Christian McCaffrey, who looks like one of those Marine lieutenants that I see come out of
the buzz cut.
Bro, he don't play. He be in that press conference like, yeah. He said, "You got snubbed, Christian." Yeah, I did. You saw it. I saw it. Let's move on. He's an intense Marine, man. He's a Marine guy. And he played masterfully, man. He played with all the guts and the heart you can ask a dude to even play with. He was trying to change out his helmet to get the signals in his helmet to go to quarterback. Hats off to Christian McCaffrey, man. Thanks for being here. You're gonna be here for a while. It's gonna be some others who will not. I'll let Breezy take it from there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about free agents. I'll do that on the Breezy Show tomorrow. And we'll break some downs. Guys, if you call in tomorrow, you want to get on the show tomorrow, that's cool. I gotta go find food. It's almost 8:00 over here, and I don't know where I'm at. So I gotta go find food. I'm not in the DoorDash. I want to go out.
Philly cheesesteaks.
No, I'm not in Philly. I'm in Alabama now.
Oh, you want some barbecue?
That's what I feel like. I need something to eat. So let's get to these super chat contributions. I thank everybody for tuning in. Let's start with Miss Debbie. Shout out to Miss Debbie for the super chat contribution. She says Purdy suffered a complete tear of the UCL in his throwing elbow, will undergo surgery. They're saying 6 months. I feel like it could be
6 to 9.
6 to 9 months. So we're looking.
Well, it's 6 months if they can
minimum
reattach it.
If they don't have to give it a Tommy
Need
John.
to do Tommy John, which is a complete reconstruction.
So it's a possibility he needs the Tommy John surgery.
That's what he's got to have.
I mean, to where it has to get to 12 months. So there's a possibility of 6 to 12 months. How about that?
Oh,
hey, well, I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. We're not going to talk about it right now because I'm going to go eat. All right. But thank you, Miss Debbie, for that contribution. Coach Cruz says people want to call Brock soft, but did those same people watch that kid take the shot on the first play of the game against Tampa and play the rest of the game? I just wanted to add that in there. He took it on the chin and then put up 35 on him. Now you're talking about, it's different because you have some people here say Patrick Mahomes playing on one leg. Yo, it's your freaking throwing hand.
Right. Enunciate.
Patrick Mahomes would not be able to play in the Super Bowl.
No quarterback cannot play without their throwing hand.
See, and not only that, man, you can't compare somebody's torn ligament, somebody's torn anything to a high ankle sprain. You can shoot him up. They won't feel the pain. He'll be able to still run on it. Don't get me wrong. After the game, he's going to feel it. But he would do the same thing in another couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's not the same. Don't compare that.
It's the throwing hand. Even if it was his other hand, I'm sure he would have played. He don't need it.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
A lot of these dudes wouldn't be able to log on to their favorite X-rated site with a torn UCL.
No more Pornhub. Oh, no.
Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, Troy. No. Let's talk about the game. Hey, let's talk about it, right? How do we lose 4 quarterbacks in one season? O-line,
football gods hate us.
Kyle, Curse, love y'all. All of the above?
I think it's a combination of all of the above, yo.
Yeah.
Breezy, I was on with your boy Mike, the saint of cynicism. the count of criticism.
Oh my God!
I was on last night. Tell him, look, man, if your wife wrecked the car 4 times going to work, it is not a work problem. It is not a car problem. You gotta have close quarters fellowship with the wife.
Stop giving her the keys.
The offensive line and protection. You can't wreck 4 cars in a season and tell me, you know, things happen.
See, I don't know. Trey's injury wasn't offensive line.
Trey's injury, it wasn't offensive line. Well,
I'm not saying that either. It's got somehow your scheme. Something's wrong with either your scheme or your team.
Your team. Yep.
That's it.
It's funny because I have a similar analogy, man.
Season.
But see, that's hard. It's okay. All right.
So what you saying is Kyle is the wife in this scenario?
I'm not saying much of nothing. I'm just saying with my logic. Who's in charge of? Let me go Harlem Nights.
Hold on, bro, because it's not.
Let me go Harlem Nights real quick, Breezy. Let me get this off. Remember when Eddie Murphy was talking to Della Reese and he said, "Who's in charge of the girls? You in charge of the girl? Who's in charge of the girls?" She said, "I'm in charge of the girls." Well, all I'm saying is they coming up.
Why
short.
they keep coming up short?
Hey, who's in charge of protection here?
The offensive
Who's
line.
in charge of protection? Who's in charge of protection? Who's in charge of protection? Whoever that is, all I'm saying, you're coming up short.
But they're not all the same injuries, and they're not getting hurt the same way.
But I don't feel like the Trey issue is in line. But
and neither was the Jimmy issue.
Jimmy's wasn't either.
So what are we talking about here? Jimmy ran. Jimmy was a rollout.
Jimmy rolled out, and he had to scramble because they didn't hold the blocks.
Okay,
bro, they broke through the line, bro. That's why Jimmy tried to run, and there was 2 dudes on his tail and rolled up on him the same way Trey did. Trey was running.
Who's in charge of protection? Look, man, I'm an Army guy, man. I'm a real non-commissioned officer. I don't have time for no equivocating. I work in 911. Either you get it or you don't. We're accountable. Who's in charge of protection? That's the SOB I want to talk to. Because 4 have gone down. Breezy, look. If we went through 4 presidents and they all get assassinated different ways, who's in charge of protection?
Secret Service. I get what you're saying, but like
who's in charge of calling the protections and why are the protections that they calling wrong?
Because
saying it's on the offensive line means that it's always an execution problem, and we know that that's not the case.
That's what I'm trying to say.
The offensive line has played pretty well. We didn't expect what we were going to get out of Aaron Banks this year. We didn't expect what we were going to get out of Spencer Burke
because we didn't know what we were going to get out of these guys.
We didn't know what we were going. We didn't expect what we were getting out of Jake Brindle, and he's a Pro Bowl alternate. The only for certain we knew what we were getting was Trent Williams,
right?
And Mike McGlinchey. Yep. You knew he was going to be trash.
That too,
right? So right. And I'm looking at this Jimmy injury, and Mike is over there about to try to help Jimmy up because obviously he missed his block. So this wasn't a rollout. Jimmy definitely got
because
came in on the 4-man rush.
No.
I'm literally looking at it right now.
I seen Trey Lance go down and he ran off the field.
The guy that rolled up on Jimmy was defensive lineman from the left side, Jalen Phillips
and the boys.
Right. So he came from the left side.
Trent crashed down. He came from the left side. Trent should have blocked him, but the other guy was inside. And then McGlinchey's dude also was on his back. And landed on him. McGlinchey's dude landed on him, bro. McGlinchey's dude landed on him. 1,000%.
Nah, Jalen Phillips is the one that got the injury.
I'm literally looking at it, brother.
No. McGlinchey's dude landed on him.
The play was Bradley Chubb. They sent
Blitz.
6.
Yes.
I think.
No, they sent
Bradley
4.
Chubb
look at it again.
Came off the edge free.
Correct.
So Jimmy tried to pump it, and then
right.
he rolled out.
Yeah.
When he rolled out, That's when Jalen Phillips got around McGlinchey.
His dude was already beat. McGlinchey's dude was already Phillips already had McGlinchey beat though. Look, boom.
Yeah, but where I have it paused at, Bradley Chubb already has Jimmy in his grasp. Jimmy breaks out and releases from that.
And then Phillips laid down on him.
Then Jalen Phillips goes and it's Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb versus Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy's never winning that.
No, not at all. Not at all. But what I'm saying is it wasn't a rollout, it was a 3-step drop. He tried to pump the ball because he tried to get out. In his face that fast. Right. So then he just rolled out because he was getting about to get tackled.
Well, he should have just took the sack and then he wouldn't have got injured.
Or threw the ball
my thing is on this play,
right there.
They got 1, 2.
They only sent 4, Mose. Take a look.
It's 4. I remember it. But I remember Phillips being the guy that landed on the back of Jimmy's joint.
On his foot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what injured him. But the other guy, Chubb, was the guy that put the weight on it.
That put the initial pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sent 4, but they had 6 on the line.
6 at the line. Yep.
So they disguised it as a 6-man
and
pressure.
then they dropped 2 back.
The one guy immediately drops out.
Yep.
They semi-disguise a 5-man pressure. Then the second guy drops out.
Correct.
So what you're telling me, we couldn't read that pressure and react to it.
Center issue.
That's not on the offensive line. That's on Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, we just talked about that earlier.
No. We talked about Purdy.
We just had this conversation. We just had this conversation.
So if we gonna talk about Purdy, I'm gonna needing to override the coach and slide protections, Jimmy got to do the same thing.
I thought we agreed that it's the center's problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna concede to you and say Jimmy was on Jimmy. Okay, let's say that. What about Trey Lance?
Well, Trey was a design
I
run.
think that
was a QB draw up the middle.
That was a QB keeper. Yeah, that was up the middle.
I
want y'all to go back and look at that film and look at Brindle missed that block.
He did miss the block.
Okay, all right, stop right there.
But we don't really talk about offensive linemen and runs more than in the pass protection, because when it's a run, I mean, anybody can miss shit. I watched Aaron Banks miss a wide open block in this game. He was running in front of the defender, and I'm like, dude, just hit the guy right there.
And he went right in between him and he went right in between him and Brindle.
Right. But
Brindle is kind of the common denominator here.
Okay.
We need a better center.
All right. I'll give you those 2. How did Brock Purdy get hurt?
Brock Purdy got hurt because there was a tight end blocking Hassan Reddick.
And that's protection, right?
That he shouldn't be on the offensive line.
Okay, and that's play design, right?
Tyler Croft.
That's on Kyle Shanahan.
Hassan Reddick.
Okay, I'll give you that one. All right, I'll give you that one. Hey, how about this? How did Josh Johnson take a concussion? Who hit him?
Now that was the offensive line. That was offensive line.
That was Sue.
That was the offensive line.
Yes, that was right up Brindle, and I think probably Burford.
Okay.
Yep, he was right up the middle.
I knew it was the right side.
Who's in charge of protection? That's all I'm saying.
Oh well, we agree that it's the offensive line. That's not a no-brainer. But when the quarterbacks run, I feel like there's no such thing as protection. You can't protect your quarterback when he's running the ball. Like you're gonna try to get a block on him, on a defender, but in pass protection, that is their job to protect the quarterback. But in a run, it's kind of like hard because some quarterbacks are elusive. You ain't going. That's why so many penalties was getting drawn on us with Trey Lance, because they didn't know what Trey was doing when they had their back turned. So it's in the run game is different. In the pass game, you're 100% correct.
Okay.
But only one of those quarterbacks was
when
run.
When I played football, you made blocks. You made blocks. You blocked.
Blocking
and blocking was the primary thing for offensive linemen. I don't care where somebody was. Your job, wearing a 50 or a 60 or a 70 on offense, is to block. I don't care if you're running. I don't care if he's dropping back to pass. I don't care what. You are the Secret Service. You're supposed to be protecting valuable assets.
But
if you work for my company, your ass is out of here.
But in the run game, if I agree, but in the run game, if the quarterback go right and you don't know he going right, you can't block to the mother freaking right. And so, like,
who missed the block, Breezy? Who missed the block, man?
You talk about Jake Brindle. You
play offensive line, don't it?
All right, let's look at this from this past game. And Breezy, I know you got to go. It says the 49ers allowed 16 pressures and 3 sacks, which to me, 3 sacks against this team,
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Not when they average.
Add context. Can we add context?
Of course,
how many times did we pass the ball? Because y'all do know we didn't pass the ball at all, right?
We didn't pass the ball.
We weren't able to pass the ball.
And
how many dropbacks did we have?
We only had 18 dropbacks.
18 dropbacks, so 16 pressures. So there's only 2 plays that there was no pressure.
That they didn't get pressure.
And we got injuries on
those. Now that's bad. But let's look at the breakdown.
66%.
Let's look at the breakdown. Math is mathing. What you say the percent was?
2 of the 3 knocked out our quarterbacks. That's 66%.
Of the sacks. Yep.
Oh, 2 of the 3 sacks. Okay. The 49ers allowed 16 pressures and 3 sacks against Philadelphia. Aaron Banks, 6 pressures, 1 sack allowed.
He was
Mike
terrible.
McGlinchey, 4 pressures. Trent Williams, 2 pressures.
Yep.
Spencer Burford, 1 pressure. Tyler Croft, 1 pressure, sack allowed. Jake Brindle, 1 pressure. Jawan Jennings, 1 pressure, sack allowed. Don't get me started on Jawan Jennings.
I think they gave that Brock sack to both Croft and Jennings. Because if you look at Jennings, he's coming around. And
no. That was the Croft sack.
One?
The Croft sack was the Purdy injury.
Yep.
There's another play where, and I think it was the one that Josh Johnson got sacked on the first time.
Okay.
Where it was Hassan Reddick again, and that was the one where he fell on Josh Johnson and ripped the ball out. They was trying to get another fumble.
They tried to
get. Was that the one they did?
That's the one they gave to Jawan Jennings.
Naked bootleg, and he just ran right into the sack.
He ran right by. Yeah.
Yep.
Nah, but there was but on that Brock injury, Jennings is coming down, and I'm looking like, why didn't he crash and chip to help Croft? He just went around.
I'm trying to tell you somebody
like he was looking for a pass.
I'm trying to tell you somebody was supposed to chip on that play.
Yeah,
that's
if
what
you look
I'm
again at that
saying.
Brock injury, you'll see what I'm saying. Mo.
That's why.
It looks like he ran around where he should have came straight down into the block, and then he could have kept on his. If he's the outlet, he could have stayed on it
to the right side.
He basically ran behind. So even if Brock would have threw it and it was an incomplete pass, that would have been a fumble. You're never supposed to go behind the quarterback.
Jennings is not on the field on that play.
Look at it. He's coming down around.
Side.
He's coming around.
Somebody should have motioned.
That's Debo that's running behind Brock.
Is that Debo?
Yeah.
That's not good on Debo.
Well, Debo never.
Yeah, but Debo was running the end around.
He was running the end around
action.
Okay.
He wasn't supposed to chip him.
Yeah, that's why I thought that the motion should have shifted the other tight end, and you load up double on that side.
Yeah, we were unbalanced. So we had 2
receivers
to the left of Purdy,
we
had 2 tight ends on the end of the line.
So who was
Kittle
the other
is the one that goes out for the pass.
Kittle went out for the pass.
And then Croft stays in, and he's supposed to block Reddick. But Reddick beat
wait a minute, Mose. It was McGlinchey, Kittle, Croft on that formation?
On the right side.
McGlinchey, Kittle, Croft, and nobody to the right side. It was McGlinchey, Kittle, Croft all in tight. Kittle goes out for the pass, and Croft stays in the block. Hassan Reddick, who gets him with a simple-ass arm over. A move that I do on my wife in the kitchen.
That's a DL at his heart. God bless you, man.
Yeah, I crossed mine. I played basketball.
And why would you design something up to have our third string blocking tight end again.
And that's my biggest thing. Not only is he third string
pass rusher in the game,
it's not even Warner who actually blocks.
Look, Reddick had 16 sacks. Nicholas John Bosa had 16.5 for the regular season. How would we feel if they put a third stringer against Nicholas John Bosa? How
they at one point they triple team Bosa
about that team? What would we say about a team that
they triple team Bosa?
I know, Mo. Just get into the scenario real quick, and I want you to look at the abstract. If a team put a third string tight end to block Nicholas John Bosa, what would we say about that team?
They setting him up for failure.
Y'all trying to make him get 6 sacks today.
But something wasn't right about that play.
Yeah, you put a third string guy against their Nick Bosa.
What I'm saying is, I think that Purdy was supposed to get the ball out of his hand. One argument
he sat too far back in the pocket. First off, he definitely sat too far back in the pocket. He needed to climb there. There's a lot of space in front of him.
There's mad space to move up, and that's what he don't do. I mean, he does do that, but he didn't do it on that play.
He does. That's what's weird is that he usually does move.
He steps in the pocket. That's what Kenny was saying earlier on the show. It's mad pocket spaces. He's usually aware of his surroundings.
In front of him.
No, he only had Trent was right there. He only had like a step or two.
Bro,
if he moves up, he's past. Yeah, but if he moves up, there's a lane right in front of him, bro. There's a lane right in front of him.
No, because it's like you said earlier, McGlinchey got beat by Fletcher Cox. So I mean, he could try to take that lane, but he's going to get smacked.
Bro, if he moves up,
watch the slow motion replay.
I'm watching now.
He's got 2 yards between him and Trent Williams. Yeah, he has that lane there.
There's a lane,
but he doesn't have that lane to step up and pass. If he takes that lane, he's got to win a foot race between him and Fletcher Cox. That's not a lane for him to step up and make a pass. He's got to take that lane and run. He can't step up and wind up into a throw because he doesn't step up. He doesn't step up. He gets smacked by Hassan Reddick. If he does step up and try to make that play, he's getting smacked by a 320-pound grown man.
Bro, when he's at the 41-yard line, that's where you stop it. You see Reddick already beat his dude. If he steps up right there, Trent, dude is going outside. McGlinchey will probably actually block both Reddick and whoever he was on. If he steps up, bro.
No, you trust McGlinchey to block both of them?
He's gonna walk them in. They're gonna run into each other, bro.
No way.
Reddick just literally ran around the corner. He didn't have to do nothing. If he had to turn where he was at, he would have ran into his own dude.
Bro. Like literally, he do that move he did in the kitchen. Hassan Reddick did not have to work for that sack. No. That was easy peasy.
That was easy money. That's what I'm saying.
But that's why it was so fast, because he didn't have to work with it. As soon as he got that arm over and was around Croft, it took him 2 steps. Like 2 steps to get to Brock.
Right.
So
it's like watching the joint in real time, it seemed like he had more time than what we saying. I know Reddick was there, but he had because he was stepping, he was dancing, like he had a second. He was waiting for that play to develop.
He had a couple seconds because of how far out Reddick is.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because they run the same defense. They run that wide 9 too.
Wide 9.
They just got that speed. Like Hassan Reddick is what D4 was supposed to be for us. And we just ain't got that this year. That's the difference.
I mean, we paying him.
What's
and we paying him next year.
On that right there? Where's he stepping up at?
There. It's right before that. You got to back it up maybe a second. You'll see. There's a lane right there. If he read the pressure, there was a spot he could have just went through. Pushed up,
to me, that's as open as that lane is going to get.
He still step up and ran.
Minigod, I work in 911, man, and we got 1 minute to get the
My
police,
mom did that for
the fire,
28
and the
years.
medical to you. 1 minute. 1 minute if your house is being invaded. 1 minute if your child is choking. 1 minute to render CPR. 1 minute to get it turned and burned, to disseminate and discern what's going on with you and what you need, fire, medical, or police. And I got people, bosses that will come in the next day, pull a recording and say, well, you could have did it this way. You could have did it that way. They don't want to hear it when that car is burning and your child is burning inside of it. They don't want to hear it when that building is going up in flames. We will handle it in the moment. I'm the most what would you call it? Monday morning quarterbacked that there ever will be. And I'm telling you, man, hey, you gotta just respond. You gotta be able to foresee some things happening before they proceed, because like Mike Tyson would say, everybody got a plan until they get hit. And when you getting hit at the moment, we can go back and do it frame by frame and say, well, he could have did this and maybe that could have happened. Man, no, it don't happen like that, bro. That thing is moving fast and furious. The average play in the NFL takes 6 seconds. 6 seconds. You can time it with your watch. 6 seconds. 6 seconds. In 2 or 3 of those, you got decisions to make and blocks to get. I don't want to hear about all of this. I need nasty on my offensive line. Breezy, you down there in Mobile, Alabama. I want a tackle who's got the feet of Fred Astaire, who's about 6'5" and 310 and can sink his hips like he's on Magic Mike. And he's got the paws to knock you in the middle of next week. That's what I need. I don't need Mike McGlinchey, who looks like Jazzy Jeff being thrown out of Uncle Phil's house. I need nasty. That's what I need. Find that. Find that.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's get into these super chats, bro.
They're gonna have to
only
pay
had
me.
2 receivers out on the play.
Yep,
which was Kittle and Ayuk. We took Debo out of the play as a decoy with that that fake end around, and McCaffrey was in front of him.
So wait a minute.
But when McCaffrey should have released that ball, he had 2 Eagles on him.
But wait a minute. So how? So you're saying that Debo was the decoy to the right? And
bro. Nobody ran with Debo either.
That's what I'm saying.
Can we pull it up on YouTube and just slow it down?
Not if it ain't all 22. No, we sure enough can't.
Yeah, we can't. It'll get flagged.
So
I get it.
What I was trying to say was maybe Kyle thought they were gonna bite on Debo.
Yeah. He keeps the end home a little bit. Maybe that's what he thought.
But Reddick was like, I'm just getting to I see food.
Yeah. Why? What am I bite on Debo for?
Then we should have handed it to Debo.
He should have threw it over, or he could have threw it over Reddick's head to Debo, like a little short little joint.
But here's the problem. This is why I say it's a Kyle problem. If you look at the play, because there's only 2 receivers out on that route, Brock isn't even looking to see that Reddick is coming to kill him.
Yep,
he doesn't even.
He's
look
looking to
that
see
other side
if
of the
Kittle.
field.
He's looking to see if Kittle or
Kittle
gets
one way.
PA is getting open.
Yep,
but why wasn't Debo an option?
He probably was
because he was the decoy in the play action.
He shouldn't have been a decoy.
Yeah, if neither one of them got open, he probably was supposed to dump it off to Debo, but he had to wait for them to break, and he didn't have that time because Reddick was around the corner fast.
I'd have threw that junk right toward Debo foot if he was an option, like you said.
Nah, Debo was behind him at that time.
So then it would have been a fumble.
Yeah,
it would have been a fumble if he didn't complete that pass.
Yeah.
So Mose, what you're telling me? We were in max protect. We were in king. We had max protection.
Everybody's home.
2 in the route.
We had 6 in the block.
We had 6.
We had the 5 offensive linemen plus,
and then the Titan.
Okay, that's queen. 6 to protect. And 2 in the route. That's queen.
But I don't understand.
I just wish it could have been
why we had Brindle and Burford double teaming Linval Joseph.
No. Slide.
No, we did.
Because the way the protection was slanted.
They're trying to sell the play action.
Yeah, the way
they're trying to sell the play action.
Right.
They do that every time because if they're gonna do that and it's a run, they're gonna double team him for the cutback lane on the zone.
Right.
So that's definitely part of the slide. That makes sense.
But we just got the ball.
I know.
And at this time, Brock was 2 for 2 for 19 yards.
That's why
we didn't do anything to establish the run to even go to the play action.
That's why I said that we should have just been running the ball.
So Kyle calls the play action, and the Eagles team didn't bite.
Yep,
because we weren't running.
It was like one of their keys in their defensive meeting is we know this team likes to run the ball. They like to run the ball to set up the play action. Don't bite on the play action. The linebackers didn't bite. The safeties didn't bite.
That's why I said I didn't like
the front four that rushed.
I didn't like the play action. Period. Like it should have been play action. Just do a drop back and have somebody cross the middle. It could have been a drag route. Could have been anything. Just don't fake the handoff to the running back. Like and then the personnel sucked. Like it wasn't the right personnel. Like at the end of the day, on that play, that's a Kyle Shanahan play that failed.
Yeah.
And he don't like to take his fails, but that one failed. Terradome, you said the first play of the game, Kinlaw gets pushed back 5 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he got
Warner
bullied
gets
all
that
day.
stinger, man. That's what you talked about earlier. Let me read your other one while you here.
He got bullied all day.
Oh, you talked about the wire. You got up here, man. Appreciate the contributions, man. Let's get to Miss Debbie's second one. She says, with the NFL falling under the title of sports entertainment, why are they trying to copy off of Wayne Breezy Entertainment? Do you feel games can be fixed or influenced by the betting in Vegas? Now, if you guys remember, Vegas put out this thing like before the game. And like it was like
2 weeks ago,
like the 49ers will not make it or win the Super Bowl.
But something like the 49ers winning is Vegas's worst nightmare.
Right. And so, that's coming back out to the forefront. What are your thoughts on this?
Vegas never loses, bro.
The fix may not have been in for our game.
No.
But I feel like after Purdy got injured, they tried to make sure that it finished that way. But after Purdy got injured and the Eagles won, I feel like the fix was definitely in that Kansas City Chiefs game.
That's a fact.
Now, homie at the end who hit Mahomes
way
out of balance.
That he was just should dumb. Be fired.
But let me ask y'all.
All that other stuff in the game.
I am
where
like done with you.
They had a third down
on
play.
This plane from Kansas City, Missouri.
Mose, go ahead because I know I think I know where you're going.
They had a third down play.
Yep.
It was incomplete or something like that.
And they said, we'll give you a mulligan.
And then they was like, wait, something else happened. We were supposed to do this. Come back. Y'all tried it down again. Thankfully, the Bengals got a sack. But it's like, how do they get a read? There was no penalty called. There was no change in the down.
That's so crazy. Like the freaking punt team was going on the field, bro.
It was crazy.
I've never seen that in my life.
After the Eagles won,
before, man. I ain't seen
the fix was definitely in on that Bengals game because the game was shaping up to be exactly the way it played out last year.
Yes,
Chiefs go up early.
They go in Bengals make the comeback.
Bengals make an adjustment. The score was tied 20-20. They were about to go to overtime again. It was shaping up to be the exact same thing. But Bengals, Eagles, that probably would be one of the worst watched Super Bowls in a long time. There's no storylines there.
No star power either.
Chiefs, Eagles, you got.
I mean, they're gonna flip.
You got Andy Reid going up against his old team.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You got black quarterback Patrick Mahomes,
African American quarterback
Jalen Hurts
versus
you got two brothers going up against each other in the Super Bowl. You got Jason Kelce versus Travis. The storyline,
the best quarterback in the game.
They're gonna milk this for 14 days, bro.
Can this Eagles pass rush slow down the best quarterback in football?
Immovable logic,
the storylines write themselves. So I don't think the fix was in for our game. I feel like however our game played out, it dictated what happened in that second game. And that's why you saw the Chiefs get all those calls and get some special treatment. And now it's the Chiefs versus the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I feel like if we won the first game, they would have let that game play out, and it would have been Bengals 49ers in the Super Bowl because that has storylines too.
You can look at it from the flip side and say that the fix was in on our game for the simple fact that the NFL didn't want a rookie winning his first NFC Championship. The NFL didn't want a rookie playing in the Super Bowl, possibly winning the Super Bowl. So like, there's so many different narratives you could kind of look at.
But if
if
you tell me that, Breezy, and I'm part of the team that we're not saying fire Kyle Shanahan.
No,
I am saying hold Kyle Shanahan accountable.
Mm-hmm.
But if the fix was in our game, and you calling stuff that you know you shouldn't call, that got your quarterback hurt, are you in on the fix?
That's what I'm saying. Like
if you in on the fix, then just go, bro. Go. What are they giving you? What are they sliding you? You don't need money. Your daddy's a Hall of Fame quarterback that won 2 Super Bowls. I mean,
but you can't say that, bro, because you don't know what the future hold to where this team might be in line to win 6 straight. It's like it's a bunch of stuff. It's narratives.
This is how I know we brothers.
It's a bunch of dumb ass narratives.
Because I've been thinking the same thing. Has Kyle Shanahan been losing, and has Kyle Shanahan been taking the back seat and allowing the NFL to set up these narratives, bro, in exchange for, listen, take a couple of dives. We understand what's happening, but you'll get run. You'll be the head coach that wins 3 straight Super Bowls.
Think about his tenure,
never
bro.
been done before.
Like, think about when he dropped back Matt Ryan in that Super Bowl. They were up 25 points.
25. It was 28-3.
Right.
Tom Brady had threw a pick 6. It looked like crap. It was not his night.
But think about that. How does Tom Brady come back in that game, yo? He drops Matt Ryan back. Unprotected.
What's crazy?
Hold up. He was unprotected. And it was the same play with a different defender that cracked him. The difference was, what is his name? Matthew, not Judon. Jamie. I forgot the name for the Patriots. Edge rusher Collins. Edge rusher comes in. Jamie Collins cracks him, forces the fumble, and all of a sudden, the game goes a different way. It was only one play. It ain't like the defense scored. It just gave Brady the ball. And next thing you know, here comes the decline of Kyle Shanahan. Immediately after that game, he becomes the head coach of the 49ers. He has to build this team. But what if the NFL didn't want him to build it too fast?
And he built it too fast.
Leslie passing up and not even seeing Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, who they called me for season tickets in April and said, Mr. Terra, do you want some season tickets? I said, don't talk to me unless y'all draft Deshaun Watson, who just hung 45 up on Alabama. And this mug takes Solomon Thomas and Reuben Foster in the first round.
And we blame that Chuck on John Lynch.
I'm done. Don't call me. I'm done.
Mark says that Josh was scared. This is what you guys were alluding to earlier. He made me respect Purdy more. Yeah, Purdy got ice.
1,000%.
Bro.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Bro.
Purdy's
not everybody's built for that. Not everybody's built for that stage or ready for that stage. And when you don't know until you get in there. Like,
yeah, but tell me that. Tell me that.
Brock
as
Purdy,
your coach, and especially if Kyle can't see that, tell me that.
Bro,
when we get to these playoffs and we beat the Seahawks and then we beat the tell me, look, coach, you might want to find somebody else. I don't think I'm ready for this. If something happened to Brock, I don't think I'm ready.
Mosin, you don't know until you're put in that situation, though. And he's a veteran.
You're self-aware.
He's been there long. That's what I'm saying for him.
Years, fam.
That's where I was going.
Years, 13 teams. He knows to be prepared with at least a package. And this brings the validity of the moment of Brock Purdy, man. When you just saw Jimmy G go down, this kid was ready, and Kyle had the playbook open for this guy, man. He was ready, poised, arm angle, staring down hitters coming at him, holding to the last moment and hitting stuff, man. That it just Josh Johnson's only purpose was to show us the true defining greatness of one Brock Purdy. That's what he did more so than anything else. That was a third stringer that you saw out there in Josh. What Brock Purdy did this year, man, I was, like I said, shout out Nothing But Niners, Mike. He was just arguing me down about he ain't had the greatest rookie season ever as a quarterback. It was Ben Roethlisberger. First of all, you're comparing him only to a future Hall of Famer. And secondly, his way and his season was better than his percentages was better than Ben Roethlisberger.
His stats was
His stats was better than Ben Roethlisberger. His average was
his
better
touchdown.
Than
He had
Ben
more
Roethlisberger.
touchdowns. Like he was throwing
with less games.
And he still had a 90 passer rating because he was 4-4 with no incompletions. But they was just 23 yards. Amen. Glory to God. Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Go ahead.
Rome 33. Why call such long developing play action plays so early against a top sacking squad?
Yeah, we
hadn't even established the run game. This is what you guys were talking about earlier. Thank you for the contribution. Like we can't figure that out, Rome. We couldn't figure it out. Like why weren't we just running the ball? Like the team is suspect against the run. You could run up the middle. You could run to the side. You could run sideways, diagonal. Just run the goddamn ball.
Yeah, man.
And
That's what I thought we get heavy dose.
McCaffrey.
It was a shock to me that Elijah Mitchell was a scratch. What happened? Did y'all hear about a groin injury early?
Yeah, he was hurt
earlier.
He was questionable all season, all week. He was questionable.
All week, yeah.
Okay.
But questionable and doubtful, I thought was the distinction of the two words. I thought if he was doubtful,
he was coming. I thought he was gonna play.
Yeah, they said questionable. So we like,
and bruhs, men of God, we have probably on the bench. Jordan Mason is every bit the physical natured beast that you. He's a mini.
That would wear down somebody.
How can you not use him?
Yeah.
In this,
it's got to do with trust. Trust. Just leave it at that.
You trusted him enough to keep him on the roster, but you don't trust him enough to use him.
Because Mose, you don't want nobody else to get him, bro. So it's coveting what you got because you don't want nobody else to get that cat.
Ain't nobody else gonna get him. It's the NFC Championship. It's the Super Bowl.
I'm just talking about on the roster.
He's just talking about keeping him on the roster. I get that.
You don't want nobody else to get him, but you're not using him, so you wasting his youth. You wasting his talent.
But y'all have seen time and time again.
What are you stashing him for? You stashing him for next year?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, okay, but what if you find another running back
he would have only been utilized most if Christian McCaffrey got hurt.
Yeah, and y'all know for a fact. That's what I was gonna say, Breezy.
I'm just telling you, that's not.
We're just talking about what actually happens. We know that Kyle uses these type of players out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time that they get their shot.
Especially them young
We all
kids.
know that. We're not saying that it's right.
Man, look.
That's just what it is.
Look, hey, my dad, man, God rest his soul, was an NCO's NCO. He was in the Army. He used to inspect various BNOCs, which is basic non-commissioned officers, schools and academies. He would walk up on an academy and see a guy just chilling, not doing nothing, and messing up, man. And the guy would snap to attention. The dad would say, he said, no, you're doing all right. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Show me the SOB who is your commander. That's who I need to talk to. I need to talk to your leader. When mistakes are being made, when sorry people, when personnel moves are being made and you blowing stuff and your offensive line ain't quite right, show me the SOB that hired you. That's who I want to talk to because leadership starts at the top. Somebody's blowing it. We got all the pieces we needed to have. We got everything in that backfield, and this equivocating for Kyle Shanahan. He's saving his plays. He don't want to bust them all out in front of him. He's saving it like a pack of nail laters on a playground.
But guys,
this is the Super Bowl we're talking about, Breezy. It ain't that. As Avon Barksdale would say, it ain't that. It's this.
Go ahead, Breezy, because I know you right where I'm at.
the, the quarterback got hurt, man. After that, we was up for winging prayers at that point.
Yeah.
Like once we saw Brock not come right back in, like that's when we had to wing and prayer it. And like I get it, maybe Kyle got him hurt because of that silly play, but at the end of the day, there was nothing that we could do. We couldn't run the ball. We tried to run the ball after that. We actually did because Josh Johnson completed a pass or two. So it allowed Christian McCaffrey to be a battering ram. And we were able to tie the game. And then after that, they realized Brock wasn't coming back. And so they started playing Josh Johnson like he's a 15th string. And then all of a sudden, what did we have to do? Result to run. Now Kyle was ready to go run Wildcat, Bobcat, Cheetah, the Chester the Cat. He was ready to do anything he could possibly do. But we knew there was no way we were going to be able to compete against this team without a starting quarterback. Josh Johnson is never a starting quarterback. It did prove what you guys said earlier that Brock Purdy is a starting quarterback. And I never, ever want to hear any mother Mickey Ficky say this ever again. Not any quarterback can come in here and run the system. Because I watched Josh Johnson look like trash.
And that's from Terror Dome right there. Right along those same lines, bro.
Oh, snap.
Terror Dome just basically said the same thing you said there, brother.
As Mary J. Blige would say, now let it breathe.
Back on.
I know you like that one, Breezy. You know
that's
about that.
That's one of the best baselines ever. One of the best baselines ever. But at the end of the end of the day, it's just like when Brock went down, like I looked at Mose, Nick, and I forgot the other guy's name. I just looked at it. This game is Corey. I said this game was over. Like there's nobody else that could come in here and run this junk.
Nah.
Jimmy ain't dressed. Trey's hurt, and we got Josh Johnson. I thought Brock may come back.
What was the status of James?
They didn't have.
They said he needed those 2 more weeks.
He needed 2 more weeks, and then he would be ready for the Super Bowl if we made it.
He'd be able to play if we got to the Super Bowl. But
how about that came out during the game, bro?
He needed exactly 2 more weeks?
No. But they said that he had a chance in 2 more weeks to be able to dress. But then they folks are saying that Jimmy was saying on the sidelines, damn, I wish I can grab a helmet. I wish I could play.
Yeah, well, he wish he didn't get hurt all the goddamn time. Sean, Kyle takes crazy chances with rosters and quarterback health. We question McBuck-Lynchy in the offseason and training camp. It came back to bite us in the biggest game of the year. Also, Josh J. Wow, whoa, wow, why?
All that, Sean. Did we miss Nicholas's too? The one that was just on? I think so.
Yeah.
Boom. Got you.
Kyle dropped the ball. Kyle dropped the ball again in the big game. That catch gets challenged. Everything is different. Stupid decision to put the flag back. I think that's where Moses was coming from because it was like
there was so much to gain and very little to lose.
Yeah, and what y'all saw,
if he did catch it, you lose one timeout.
We're still there.
You lose one timeout early in the first quarter
of the 3 that you had.
So the what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if you throw the challenge flag, and if it is overturned, you just stopped the number 1 scoring passing offense on their first drive in their own home, made a great defensive play on 4th and 3. And you know what that not only does it change getting 7 off the board, not only does it give them momentum, but that also makes them be a little bit more hesitant for anything 4th and 2 or longer.
And the
4th and 3 or longer. If it's 4th or 1, we know they're going to QB sneak it.
It was a 4th down.
We know they're going to QB sneak
as a turnover on downs. I count turnovers on downs. You've turned them over.
Correct.
You've turned them over on a short field. You got it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, man. Shout out to Corey. Mose Breezy, what's good? Pleasure to watch the game with you guys. It's still
Corey, my man. What's
Niner
good?
game.
Oh, that was Corey. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was in the building with y'all.
Oh, yeah, we had a great time. But
Yeah.
we were sitting there trying to figure out like what we were gonna do. Corey looked like he can go in and play football. So maybe he should have just got dressed and maybe he could have played quarterback at the time. Because it was
he was a beast. He
was
a beast.
Yeah, man. I thought he could go suit up, but it was once
we should have got homie who won the arm wrestling contest.
Once Brock went down, guys, I lost all hope.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna stunt.
Yeah,
I was there to watch it, and then Mo's 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Bro, me and you was just laughing, bro. Every
penalty,
score.
It beat
we
them
was
games,
just laughing,
man.
bro.
I done been there, bro.
So basically, Mose, what you saying is y'all were on y'all Jimmy G?
Pretty much.
Yeah, man. Because what else could we do?
That's why I'm not people like look at him with that smirk smile on the sideline. Like, I was in the stands laughing. Like, it was just laughable.
Bro,
it was laughable.
You had trash talking from the top, trash talking from the left and the right, and from the bottom didn't really talk trash. They was mad respectful because they understood football. That's why most keep saying I like to talk to people that know football. The moment that Brock went out, they knew what time it was. It was time for them to peel their ears back, stop the run. How many in the box?
7, 8, 9.
9. It was
9 at one point.
They just
somebody line up on that. Debo, somebody lined up on BA, and then 9
Debo had 6 carries for -9 yards.
Yes. That only happens when you know that they're running. When you see Debo in the backfield,
that only happens when you know that you're running, and in your game plan, you say, let's get after the quarterback and let's shut down Debo Samuel, because that's their offense.
I mean,
it's sometimes you out of bullets, man.
Debo, all those Debo
you were out of
issues
ammo, you were out of sustenance, and you just out there right now. When Christian McCaffrey is trying to change the helmet so he can hear plays, it was like going to I don't know if y'all ever go to your kids' recitals or kids' plays, and they supposed to be singing it, and the set is falling down, and, and the music ain't right, and they forget their lines. And one kid farted. It's just a bad day.
Right.
This just ain't gonna happen right now.
We needed that little kid that was in the 49ers jacket with the at the Christmas party. Yeah, we needed him.
I love that boy. He was going shaking and everything, man.
Yeah, he was doing it all.
Dude, man. Word up.
Big shout out to Randolph. Our defense wore down because all of 3 and outs from the offense. I mean, that's a fact, right? We all could agree that it's demoralizing when you shut down a team, they punt the ball, and your offense does absolutely nothing, and you have to get right back on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like 4 times in a row.
Or fair, you punt it and then have to come back because there was a roughing the punter.
Oh, yeah. That's even worse. That's even worse.
So I just a guy who's just here must be an Eagles fan. Shout out to all the Eagle fans in the chat too, because
he is.
So I thought y'all were gonna run on us all day anyway. Let's address that first.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
CMC averaged 5.6 yards a carry. That's outstanding.
With 9 in the box.
And had our quarterback not got injured, he probably would have averaged and he would have averaged close to 6 yards a carry and probably finished with 180 something yards.
Right.
So the injury to the quarterback changed the whole complexity of the game. Like it was just messed up. And once y'all knew we were running, so it's different when you don't know if we're going to run or pass, right? Common sense. But when you know, 99.9% they're going to run this ball because I don't think Brock can throw. And so that's what happened. and it was what it was. So no, we couldn't
Hey,
run
Eagles,
the ball.
hey, congratulations, Eagles. Y'all showed up, man. Y'all gangstered. Y'all. I came up there with Frisco Red, and y'all was waiting with the ambush, man.
I
Y'all
like this
had
shit.
the MP4s. Y'all had them M16s, AK-47, them 9 millis. I walk around like Johnny Unitas 19.
Yeah.
And y'all went out there and y'all balled. You did what you were supposed to do. Congratulations. I think y'all gonna go up against Kansas City Red, and y'all gonna see what's gonna happen in the desert.
It's funny, because they put up 31 points, but I don't really think they balled out.
Bro, they had they had 100 yards more than us, and we legit.
We still played
one-dimensional.
Our defense still held them to the least amount of yards.
I know.
It's
That's
so
why
weird.
it's a game if Brock's available.
You just put that comment up. Oh, the Eagles defense whooped your. No, they didn't.
They didn't. Y'all had 3 sacks to our 1 sack.
Two quarterbacks getting injured is not getting your ass whooped. What are you talking about?
I know, man.
Right.
I know.
Right.
The great John F. Kennedy said, "Victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan." It's all good, man. Hey, enjoy your win, bro.
Look, congrats, man. I'll leave it at that.
I want to keep running through these though, Breezy, if we could.
Yeah.
Shout out 49ers faithful. How many times QBs get hurt since I'm sure you meant 2017 under Kyle?
Boy.
We ain't there yet, but yes.
Yeah, if I can make it to
2017.
So did Brian Hoyer get hurt?
I gotta start shaving up and doing.
I think he did because
Hoyer got hurt, but then we
played the final.
No. We made the change to Jimmy.
Right.
Hoyer got hurt during the season, but after we got Jimmy, we made the change to see what we got.
Hoyer got hurt. We played Bether, and then Jimmy came in.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then Jimmy got hurt the following season.
So Hoyer, Jimmy, Trey.
Was Nick Mullins?
Hold up, go back.
Mullins got hurt.
Mullins got hurt.
Times.
Oh, Mullins
got hurt
a couple times.
Which Mullins came back from.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget. Come on now.
So all of them, then. Damn it.
Everyone.
All of them.
Every quarterback he's had has gotten hurt.
Everyone.
We use quarterbacks like Kleenexes. You just blow your nose.
Y'all forget that Kyle kept 3 QBs at one point for like 2-3 years straight. Kept them on the roster because of these injuries occurring often.
Yeah, we rode.
This is the first year we didn't keep 3 on the active roster.
So let me ask an Eagle fan. Let me ask the Eagles fan
this
hypothetical question, right? If the 49ers took out, which is part of the game plan, so you're right. If you take out our quarterbacks, that's part of the game plan. I agree with that 100%. If the 49ers took out Jalen Hurts and we won this game 44-3, would y'all say the same shit?
Or would y'all be like, 7?
I'm just saying, but
Breezy, you don't even have to ask them that question because the Eagles fans that we were standing around, I said if the roles were flipped and we hurt Jalen Hurts and y'all had to run out Josh Johnson, are y'all winning this game right now? They was like, dude, hell no. I don't even know who this Josh Johnson guy is.
Look at what they did when he was hurt. When Jalen Hurts was hurt.
They dropped 2 of their last 4 of the regular season and only beat up on a very suspect Giants team who were paper targets at best.
This is the only Eagle fan
who didn't start their starters.
Only Eagle fan I'm going to respect it because, like, I'm not saying y'all didn't beat us.
Thank you for telling the truth.
But let's just keep it a buck.
Thanks,
at the end of the day, name one team that could compete at a high level without their starting quarterback.
And this is the even
the
go
San
off that
Francisco 49ers.
Hurts is our franchise QB. It's different. Does that not make you respect us more with the fact that we did more with less? We're on our 3rd option and are here in this big game against y'all, and y'all still talking crazy like we didn't just come through the fire 3 straight times. It's only so many bullets you got in this gun that's actually gonna go off.
He's saying it was your 3rd stringer, bruh.
Yeah.
Be careful on what you call somebody. Be careful on a label because God is able.
But I think
We'll
what
see you
Fear is
soon.
I think what Fear is
I'll get
saying
back
is
with you.
you're saying that it's our third stringer, and so we were competing against y'all dominant ass team with a third string guy. So that's what he's saying. So like it is the same.
And but even with that, Breezy, we're not saying him being a third stringer was an excuse.
No,
we're
not
saying if our third string guy was healthy,
right,
this game is way more competitive than it looks.
Different. That's all I'm saying. We lost 31-7 because there was no quarterback.
Here's what I'll say. And Eagles fans, y'all are so delusional that y'all probably won't even understand what I'm saying. Had Brock Purdy not gotten hurt and we would have lost this game at full strength, then the conversation is simple.
Oh, yeah. Y'all whipped
the
our
Eagles
ass.
were a better team.
Yeah.
Y'all made more plays than we did.
Facts.
Point blank, period.
But the game plan was different. So it was like, all right, it's hard for me to say that the Eagles did this and the Eagles did that, but they did put up 31 points. I get it. But there's context to it. So it's more like, all right, let's talk about how y'all got those 31 points, because it damn sure wasn't any throws into the end zone from all the dynamic wide receiving weapons y'all got.
Nope.
None of
from
that.
that 151-yard passer.
A.J. Brown had 4 catches for 21 yards.
So at the end of the day,
yards,
you guys.
And Devontae had what's his name? Devontae
Smith?
Devontae Smith had a fake catch.
He had 2 for 36. His longest being 29. So his second catch was only 7 yards.
But all I'm saying is this, right? Y'all got the win, and it's respectfully y'all did.
Respect.
Because what Mo said at the beginning of the show was on point, right? Y'all took advantage of the weaknesses. That's what you do. It's a game of chess. If we missing our king or our queen, y'all better go get the king. Y'all did that. And so at the end of the day, like, y'all took advantage and y'all won the game. We're not talking about that, but don't sit here and act like it wouldn't have been different if we just had a starting quarterback.
That's it.
That's all I'm saying. A starting quarterback. I don't care if he was first string or second string or long. If he was the starting quarterback,
starting caliber quarterback.
And that's what Brock Purdy proved that he was. And unfortunately, you're right. Hassan Reddick did his due diligence. He did his job. So I commend him. But damn, the way we're looking at it is, why was Hassan Reddick left one-on-one with a second string tight end who's not even a top black and tight end in the league? And so that's what we're asking ourselves. Y'all took advantage of it. Congratulations. But damn, if we left Nick Bosa one-on-one, y'all be crying like a motherfucker. Let's just keep it a buck. And I don't care if this don't get monetized.
The same way we're trying to figure out why that happened, and some of us, myself included, are looking at the head coach. Y'all will be looking at Nick Sirianni like, are you stupid?
Yes.
And that's how we feel about
probably defensive player of the year, and you're going to leave him one-on-one with Dallas Goedert.
Tell him, preach.
You're going to leave him one-on-one.
Be real.
With whoever
that's all we doing.
Tight end is.
Billy, I done seen y'all when you lose a championship. I seen how you will turn on people. Y'all booed Santa Claus. Y'all got some nasty with you. Y'all would have been burning jerseys and saying all types of stuff in the streets. I hear your radio messages and stuff. I see how y'all treated Jalen Hurts his rookie year. I see how you booed Donovan McNabb.
We're not even talking about his rookie year.
Ran Andy Reid out of there. I know who you are.
We're not even talking about his rookie year. I'm standing there in the stadium and I'm looking next to the fans and I'm like, y'all didn't even like Jalen Hurts last year.
No, because this year he was either going to do something or be out.
Gone.
It was put up or shut. I said, y'all didn't even love Jalen Hurts last year. Y'all wanted him going last year. Y'all was like, oh, the Eagles got 2 first-round picks. We need to trade up and get one of the top quarterbacks in the draft. We need to go get Bryce Young. We need to go get C.J. Stroud. Y'all didn't like Hurts last year. Now all of a sudden he come back have an MVP type caliber season. Oh, Jalen Hurts is a god.
Yeah,
We love
look at that.
Jalen Hurts.
Look at that.
Jalen Hurts is the
Yeah.
man. I'm inviting Jalen Hurts to my wedding. Jalen Hurts is coming to my barbecue.
Yeah, their fans are now.
Jalen Hurts is kissing babies. And
Listen,
shut up.
What they did to Ben Simmons is unprecedented, but that cat quit on the team, so I ain't mad at the fans.
It's so different. But that's still kind of crazy.
I ain't mad, but y'all was tough
Yeah,
on
Ben Simmons is a bum.
Yeah. Like, how you just stop playing football, bro? Like baseball, basketball. I can't even say the right sport. Like, how you just quit? Like, I
mean, would you say, Mo? Say it again. Ben Simmons is a bum.
we can talk about it with this next super chat, right?
Oh,
shout out to Terry Middleton. Ken Law needs
and speaking of bum,
we need to get whatever we can for the kid before it's too late.
You ain't
He's just not
hold
that
on,
guy.
Terry.
What are you doing, Terry?
Yo, nobody's giving up anything for this kid.
Hit reverse, Terry. Hit reverse.
It's 1 point every minute, Breezy.
It's either you just rock with him for his last year, his contract, and you completely bow out on the project.
I'm done.
Or you just move on.
Boy, when Dan Orlovsky showed that first play, man, all I was thinking about was how he talked this summer to one Grant Cohen eating sunflower seeds and comparing the size of his member and staring down that little 165-pound soaking wet reporter and knocking his head off and stuff like that. They bitch yo big A like it won't know tomorrow. And if you did that in front of me, if I'm the linebacker, I would have grabbed you in the back of your jersey like a kitten and said, "Get this SOB
get him off the field,
out
bro.
of here. I can't use
let Kevin Givens play more snaps.
Yeah, man.
Let T.Y. McGill get more snaps.
Yeah, man.
Like I'm officially done. I'm officially done with the Javon Kinlaw experiment. I don't agree how Grant Cohn handled that whole situation.
No, me either.
And antagonizing the situation.
Yeah, that was the issue with me.
But if Kinlaw is going to jump on there and say all of that stuff he said, you got to come out and perform and back that up.
You better.
And he hasn't been able to stay healthy.
Nope.
And he hasn't done that. So yeah, there have been a few times where he's made some great plays in the red zone, but when you need to step up, and the reason why we traded DeForest Buckner and we got you is because we thought that you would be able to come in and add that power, add that
nasty
defensive wall.
He just don't got it, bro. He just don't. He don't got it, bro. It's cool, and it's the only thing I agree with from a guy who's just here. This is when we got manhandled. Like, this is exactly, and it wasn't just in the red zone. Starting at that 20-yard line, I watched runs.
Bro, this is why I don't like idiots. Y'all team suck. Y'all was 14-3. We was 13-4. Y'all was one game up on us, and y'all beat us in a game where we lost 2 quarterbacks. We suck. This is why I don't like idiots.
It's the Philly thing, bro.
Yes,
it's the Philly
I know,
thing.
Andrew.
Again,
at least be original, Andrew. At least be original. At least have some good contextual argument with your stuff. You are a second city. This is y'all are what you call new money. When we go to places like Denver, Colorado, Green Bay, Wisconsin, they're established. They know how to act, man. They got the classiest fans in the world. Y'all a bunch of beer drinking, eating crap in a parade, no class having MFers. You're not a second city. No. Y'all are a bastard city. Ooh. And that's not to all of y'all. That's just those ones who are classless and have no sense of what football is all about. You might get this title this year, you might not. But I know one thing, We're still the San Francisco 49ers. We hold 5 of these, and we will be back, and we will be ready, and we're going to self-correct, and you will see us again. And you can keep on doing what you're doing, but until you get 5 of these, until you get Hall of Famers, until you got gold jackets, you still ain't nothing but a bastard city. I said it.
I'm going to eat. Y'all made me miss all my restaurants, yo.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers better send me some money for
They
freaking
did.
DoorDash. I'm mad.
They are.
They closed?
Nah,
All the restaurants closed?
I don't know. I don't know what Alabama like.
Shout out Sears. 11. It could be a lie. Sorry, fellas. Just found out Big Ben and Drew Brees said they would have come out of retirement for the right scenario. Shaking my head.
I don't want either one of them.
I would have took Drew Brees.
Big Ben.
Big Ben was garbage, yo. He was.
But
worse
Brees been out the league for a long time, and the last time he played, his arm was a noodle.
No, that's
yeah.
Who I don't. Yeah, you're right. They both were though. Him
and Big Ben.
Big Ben couldn't. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I don't want any of them dudes, man. I'm with Mose.
Yeah.
My man said Waffle House always open.
Bro, I had Waffle House before I got here, but I'm about to go back. That's what's about to go down.
Yeah, Waffle House, man. Get the All-Star.
That's all I get.
That's
all I get, bro.
Love you, man. Love
yes,
you.
Sir.
Yes,
sir.
Kendrick.
Shout out Mark Lamar. Number 15 was a top QB high school recruit KS didn't use.
R15?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Wait, ours?
Jawan Jennings?
All right. I didn't know that.
No, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was 15 at Iowa State.
I mean, he couldn't use him because he couldn't use his arm.
I'm just trying to understand Mark's comment.
I think he's talking about Jennings. Gotta be.
Let's not do that.
I can't do that with Mose because
let's not do that. Let's
he don't like Jawan. Jawan, man, Jawan a dog, man. I like Jawan.
Because
let's not do that.
He already missed a block. So
he missed the block and gave up a sack. Let's not do that.
Hey man, he's gonna be a restricted or unrestricted free agent. So we'll be talking about that on some of the upcoming shows. But this has been fun, y'all. We haven't had a nitty gritty show in a minute. Shout out to Terradome, man. Appreciate you for jumping on here, bro.
Thank y'all for having me. God bless you. Hey, man, and let me give y'all flowers, man, all year long, man. Shout out to Miss Peachy. Yes. God bless you, sis. Love y'all, man. I am praying for the healing of one Brock Purdy. I am praying with the prayers of intercession that God looketh at him, heal him, man, because he was just doing some amazing stuff this year. We had an incredible year. Mose, Fair the God, and Wayne Breezy all year long, even before the year started. We ain't just some fly-by-night operation out here, man. This is San Francisco 49ers. Y'all have been masterful in everything you have done, man. You done took it to levels and dealt with the setbacks of those things that have come at you, had transitions in your life, and you just perform brilliantly. God has seen the best in you. See, it's not about your labels. It's not about all that stuff they talk about. It's not about what they might call you. God sees the best in you. He sees the best in you. He doesn't judge you at your worst. He doesn't call you Mr. Irrelevant. He doesn't call you the 262nd pick. He doesn't call you a third stringer. He calls your name. And thank y'all for the platform, man. Thank y'all for everything. And I'm shouting this one out to Brock Purdy. Heal up, my brother. And we're going to be back at it. And we're going to be bigger, better, stronger, and nastier than you ever imagined. God bless in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Breezy, a couple more super chats. I don't know if you saw those pop up.
Yeah, you got it.
Lewis H, big shout out to him. Number 1 seed next year is a must. Make them travel to us. Can't come out the gate slow.
See, that was the issue, yo. Losing in Chicago, losing in Denver, losing
Atlanta,
like them dumb games, yo. Come back to haunt you, bro.
Yep, for sure.
We gave them away like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, man.
Oh, man. Give it away now.
Man, whenever I say that one, nobody gets it but Wayne Breezy.
Nah, I was there.
Wayne Breezy.
That's one of my favorite groups, though.
Like, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Hey, faithful. The Red Hot Chili Peppers were a group.
That's one of my favorite groups.
They had a song called "Give It Away." So when you give it away, you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Thanks, Breezy.
Yeah,
no problem.
Last but not least, Sean, thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Purdy knows the Lord. He will come back stronger, knowing the Lord, coupled with Purdy's intensity. Can't wait to see Jesus write history. Be blessed.
Amen.
His story.
God bless you.
Thank
you, Sean. Shout out to Sean, man. You see it the way I see it. I see it through the Bible says it's dove's eyes. You have to look at things through dove's eyes. When you're a dad, man, your kids are gonna do some incredible. You're not even gonna imagine what they're gonna do, but you see the best in them, as Marvin Sapp would say. He saw the best in me. And that's how your God sees you. When everybody else around can only see the worst in me.
He's mine.
Hallelujah.
I'm his.
Don't get me started.
All right.
Yeah. But Breezy?
Yes.
You want to take us home?
Yeah, man. Look, we got our tail whipped. It's over. Season's over. Good. I need a break anyway. But I'll tell you what, we're going to have so much content for you guys to break down. We got this quarterback stuff that's going down. I'm here right now in Alabama. I'll be attending the senior week for the Senior Bowl, so I'll be checking out some practices, interviewing some of the players. Hopefully, I'll find some prospects that the 49ers can check out. I'll make sure I get some stories out for 49ers Web Zone. You guys can check those out on the website. Mo's Fair, Teardome. It's been real, Peachy. We miss you. We love you. Yo, Let's get up out of here, y'all. Stay up, stay faithful, but always keep it nitty gritty, baby. We out, y'all. Peace.
God bless.
Amen.